Are you tired of drinking alone, or worse, with boring people? Hi Minnesota, I'm Meme McGill, and do you want to experience the kind of atmosphere where the drinks flow as freely as the gossip? Then come on down to Stonies in Rockville, Minnesota. At Stonies, we don't just serve drinks, we serve connections. Some legal, some not so much. Need a spot to discuss your latest scheme, or just want to unwind after a long day of avoiding responsibilities? Well then come on down to Stonies, where the drinks are cold and the secrets are spicier than our famous Ultimate Bloody Marys. Whether you're planning your next big hustle or just looking for a good time, Stonies is the place to be. We've got pool tables, karaoke nights, and the only thing more colourful than our drinks is our clientele. Hey look, you didn't hear this from me, but did somebody say $2 cans on Thirsty Thursdays? Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? At Stonies Bar, every night's a wild card, and the house always wins, unless you're buying the next round. Just remember that what happens at Stonies stays at Stonies. Well, that is until the next town hall meeting. Just check out all of our testimonials. Stonies Bar, Rockville, Minnesota.
Hit like if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't hit like, or hit thumbs down. Be like, this guy sucks. I don't mind. But if you do like the show, hit that like button. It really does. I got to remind YouTube that I'm here. They are not distributing things out.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Actually, not very prepared. Just give me a second. There we go. Well, it's disaster. It's over. It's over for the Toe Bros. Complete devastation. And it's all Gino Bisconti's fault. Very funny turn of events. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Toe's got about it's kind of 50-50 chance of going to jail at this point. If this violation is accepted, then I think he's going to jail for like 30 days, to be honest. Now, I kind of err on the side of nothing ever happens. So let's call it like 60-40, 40% chance he goes to jail today. Now, we're going to find out tonight. Well, not really, because it's like I'm not going to be streaming for that long. But if you're staying up, I guess if you're an American, then you can find out in approximately, I want to say 4 or 5 hours, whether the Toe goes to jail. Very exciting stuff, I suppose, if you're invested in the dabbleverse. Realistically, I think Aaron shouldn't go to prison, but I'm not going to lose any sleep if he does. But, we'll see. The Pie Baker says Steeltoe does 19. What? Steeltoe does what Nintendo won't like our wife. I say like Nintendo. Yeah, the very old meme. Very appreciated. It's the best day ever. We've got a poll going. We're going to see. So far, 50% of the chat say it's going to be another win for the Toe. 30% say that he's going to be stubbed and it's going to be jail time. We'll probably do an update show tomorrow on this, unless there's anything else interesting to talk about. So anyway, what happened? Well, Patrick Melton posted today saying, oh no, Aaron has been found in violation of the court orders, just like last time in the days leading up to his sentencing. This can't help matters in his sentencing tomorrow. Yes, the night before the sentencing. This is the Nick Rekieta legal special, where they lob something in just before the end date. It's kind of like the legal equivalent of brushing your teeth a bunch of times and trying to sneak one past the dentist. So not very effective, but it's a female judge, gavel drawn. What can you do? So you can see here in the state of Minnesota versus Aaron Imholte, he has been found that he has violated on the 29th of September. It is the order of the court that the above recommendation is hereby accepted and placed into effect. Aaron Imholte is hereby summoned to appear before the court. Now, this is such a stupid thing, in my opinion. But I don't know what's stupider. That the judge will probably accept this because it's a woman and they're so fucking mad about all the weirdos calling into like the Zoom calls or anything, or the fact that Aaron decided to trust Gino Bisconti twice. Aaron should go to jail simply for this. Now, I just learned this today, that apparently there was this offline show, because I'm not actually following the Toe law, as surprising as it may seem. I'm not following all the Toe law, but apparently he paid Gino Bisconti $3,000 to go to an offline event where he just talked about how Kayla was a slut for 30 minutes. First of all, Gino was right. But a broken clock is right twice a day. Second of all, why would they trust this guy again? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So you got a trade offer. $3,000 and free accommodation at your home. That's what Gino receives. You receive a felony and jail time. I mean, stranger things have happened. Like, Minnesota is fucking wild. I don't know what's going on with it. And I don't think anybody does. Like, anyone that tells you, like, oh, I know this is going to happen. No, nobody fucking knows. It's all wild. They've got those judges, you can't judge them. Wait, wrong window. Just give me a second, Bob. Give me a second. Bob Tube with a 10 Australian dollars says, it's a shame sending Aaron to jail will never give back Rekieta's dignity. That's true. He'll forever be a daughter doser, child abusing cuck. So there you go. That's I guess I hit the goal wrong, but I guess we hit the goal of 1 Kayla nude unit. This is pre-inflation, of course. Like, tomorrow, the Kayla nude unit may explode in value to perhaps 10 times. So any of you guys that are out there, like, that went long on the Kayla nude units, the KNUs, you might actually just be making bank tomorrow. So be sure to sell at a high point, because it's never going to be higher than it's going to be tomorrow. Amy Warrior says, happy anniversary, lurking and smirking. Oh, anniversary for 36 months? Well, then, congratulations. Thank you very much, Amy Warrior. We actually have some Australian news today as well. But anyway, let's go back to this and take a look at what happened. So we read this one, I believe. Yes. Okay. So Scarebro, who is pretty good source, honestly. Like, if you're following the balldo-verse drama, the Baldo bunker, he posted today a couple of interesting updates. It says, let's see. Rekieta Law reports that the court has been notified of a violation of the order against Aaron to not mention our communal wife, Kayla Rekieta. This news comes via Nick's sock puppet account, Patrick Melton. Both have an HRO against them, but Melton, being out of state, insulates him from consequences of the violating of this order. Said violation relates to Gino Bisconte performing jokes at Aaron's anniversary show, a private affair which was recorded without Aaron's consent. I gotta say, like, I have to say it's a bad move. If this was like lording over me, like if I had the potential to violate a restraining order, I would not be doing any shows. I particularly would not be inviting such a loudmouth. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do, I suppose, to hit the goal. It was a private affair which was recorded without Aaron's consent and broadcast to the internet by Patrick Melton, a man who has written sexually explicit songs about minors. He's done more than that. Like, people say, like, oh, Melton's not a PDF. He's just a dark, edgy joke boy. I mean, if your entire comedy career is about talking about children, and then you're making digital AIs of Aaron's children so that they can say sexualized things on your show, and then you're getting pictures of Aaron's children and cutting them out and putting them on thumbnails, I'm going to call a spade on this one. I believe he's a PDF. Let me see. Where was I? This fits with Nick's tendency to do surprise gotchas in the hopes of other party will not be given time nor grace to respond. Aaron is being sentenced for pleading guilty in a misdemeanor revenge porn for showing a nip slip photograph of our wife, Kayla. Was it actually a nip slip? I thought she just posed with her top off. I guess did Gino ever elaborate on, his boy Aaron not doing so bad, did he? The thing with like Gino's opinions, though, is like they're bad because he said that he didn't like girls with tattoos, which is a base take. Sorry, tattoo ladies in chat. I know there's some of you there. But I agree with this take. I don't like tattoos. It's just a personal preference. I've never really seen a tattoo that I think looks good. And like when everyone shows you their epic tattoos, they're always like dog shit. So I don't know. Apparently there's like the rosebud nipples. Apparently it's like the Citizen Kane of titties or something. We don't know. We'll have to just take Gino's word for it. Where was he? Allegedly posed solely for Aaron's benefit while they are romantically involved. This is a thing that, like, it's funny. Because, like, people like myself or Sean will say, like, Nick bad, and everyone claps. And then we'll say Aaron's bad, and then everyone claps. But then you've got, like, the dabbleverse freaks, and they're just like, oh, my goodness, they can't say anything critical about Aaron. Simply is not true. I think the HRO is not going to stick against Nick. Not the likelihood. This is an actual win for Nick today. If Aaron goes away to jail, that's an absolute win for Nick. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess, to see how it turns out. It'd be very funny if they double the Kayla nude unit to another $50. I will be laughing so hard. But yeah, you never see the dabbleverse freaks talking about how Aaron boned Kayla. Like, it's okay to admit that Aaron is a goo licker or sniffer or whatever. It's okay to say he's a cuck, but you just have to give the man his credit. He did bone Nick's wife. And that's something that, like, they can stick Aaron in jail as much as they want. They can't get the smell of the toe out of his wife. Anyway, wait. So unique was this Kayla nude unit, can you, that Nick was not aware of its existence and had sent the Stern County Police 6 other Kayla nude units as part of his ongoing blood vengeance against Aaron. Aaron has included his HRO against Nick Rekieta as evidence in this case. I think this is a good move by Aaron, though. I'll say that. Aaron has filed a response to his alleged violation, highlighting the following. And this is where it comes up. And he blames Gino and everything, which, honestly, I don't know. Who do you blame, chat? Do you blame Aaron or do you blame Gino? Because Gino's an idiot. And he potentially robbed Aaron of his freedom. But then again, a problem with a soldier is a problem with a general. And Aaron was in control of this event. So you have to wonder. So let's see what the actual order says now. We'll make our own judgment from this. Also a bit noisy out there. Also, we got Max Murr in the chat. Member for 26 months. He says, will Jamaican Bulls give a victim statement? No, but the Jamaican Bulls might have another victim in the Stearns County Jail tonight. Sorry, Aaron. You just got to laugh. Don't you? All right, let's see. So the state of Minnesota says this was lodged by Aaron today, just in the last minute. So it says that Aaron Imholte or Imhotep, I can't remember which, defendant, affiant being first duly sworn, states and alleges the following. His name is Aaron Imhotep. As part of my conditions of release from September 3rd, 2024, it's already been over a year. Oh my goodness. What have you guys been doing for the last year? Hopefully you didn't waste your life or something. Dick around. I was prohibited from directly or indirectly talking about, disparaging, and or harassing Kayla Rekieta? I don't know what her full name is. I don't particularly care either. But Kayla Rekieta. Online, on social media, and or during any online broadcast shows that participates in or has control of. Now, I'm actually not that familiar with Aaron's HRO. If this is correct, like if this statement is correct, then Aaron is just fine. Does anyone know it more thoroughly? Because I thought he was not allowed to mention her at all. If it is actually the case that he's not allowed to mention her online, on social media or during online broadcast shows, then he's totally fine. But I don't really care that much about Aaron to go check the actual document. So I'll have to defer to the based schizos in chat that may have actually read it more thoroughly or can remember any toe law, which is honestly quite tricky. Probation submitted a conditional release violation on September 29th, 2025. I hosted an event at Stonies Bar in Rockville, Minnesota. On or around July 26, 2025, I did not broadcast this event. I did not record this event. The event was not online. I did not broadcast any portion of this event online or on social media anyway. I did not give any persons permission to record the event. During this event, I did not say anything about Kayla Rekieta. I specifically asked Gino Bisconti not to make any statements about Kayla Rekieta during his comedy routine. I sent him the attached text, so he's leaking the DMs, in advance of the event to emphasize that no comment should be made. Further affiant saith naught. I declare under penalty of perjury that everything I have stated in this document is true and correct. And now we have the actual text. Well, actually, no, this is just a record of the stuff that was uploaded. Here it is. Here's the text. All right. So first of all, Aaron's phone is at 35% power. I think this is grounds for at least 10 days in the county jail. It's only 12 o'clock, not even 1 o'clock. He has a morning show. He should be charging his phone during the morning show. 35% fucking percent. That is ridiculous. Okay. That is important. So he searched for Rekieta, and now he sent this text message. Nick is gunning for me through shit you guys say. It's gay. Well, this is true. This is gay. Both the situation is gay And it is gay to ask your friends not to mention something. It's gay, I know, but please just don't say anything that could give him a reason to fuck me over. And it was read by Gino. Oh my goodness. Now, do you guys think? I gotta open this other one up as well. Actually, wait, I got it here. Now, this is the argument from the toe logs. This is what they're going to be making, and perhaps it'll be brought up in court today. Is that Aaron lied? He lied in his affidavit. He says, I specifically asked Gino Visconti not to make any statements about Kayla Rekieta during his comedy routine. Is this statement in your reasonable expectation? Is this statement him specifically asking not to talk about Kayla? Because I'm a pretty easygoing guy. If I saw this text, I would accept this as a judge, okay? I would accept this as a judge to show that Aaron asked Gino to not talk about Kayla. This seems reasonable to me. He doesn't have to, this is the toe logs are literally saying this right now. They're saying, well, actually, he never mentioned Kayla Rekieta, so he lied in his affidavit. I don't know. I feel like this is reasonable to assume, if you don't have autism, that this is Aaron actually asking Gino prior to the event not to mention Kayla. But what do you think, chat? If you think this is reasonable text, press 1. If you think it's unreasonable and he deserves jail, then press 2, of course. That's the way we do these things. Gino is a retard. Well, that is true. I mean, is there anyone in the dabbleverse that isn't a retard? That's the real question. I would accept this, but I'm not a female judge with my gavel drawn. Doggo don't die, oh no. Stroke. Expecting the sector to behave is autism. Oh, that's the thing as well. You should honestly just leave these fuckers alone. I honestly think that the people that are trying to fuck with Nick are quite a bit smaller in size than the people that are trying to fuck with Aaron for some reason. Just by judging from watching all the online hearings and things, of course, there's always some troll in the chat because the boomers who run the court case don't know how to mute people on Zoom or whatever. But whenever I see the Aaron trials, it always seems like there's a lot of spurgs there trying to cause trouble. Whereas they feel like there's less people trying to do it for Nick. Although the people going after Nick seem to be doing a better job of it. Apart from all the gay shit, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's just a selection bias, who can say? It could just be my own cope. Dabbleverse is just sector for boomers? Kind of. Let's see. Specifically ask. I don't know. I think it's still going to be it's always going to be 50-50. That's the problem. It's always going to, it's either this gets accepted. And if the problem is that he's already violated his restraining order once. Now, I think that these violations are bullshit. And I think that that's the reasonable conclusion, but then people disagree with me, and that's fine. But if this is accepted and the bad Steeltoe man did indeed violate his probation twice, then I don't see any other resolving of this except for going to jail for 30 days at least. Nothing ever happens. Well, we'll have to see. This is the only thing. This is the only thing that's working in favor of Aaron is the lolcow protection armor, where no benefits. Oh, sorry, not no benefits. There is no penalties for anything. But if Aaron does go to jail, then there's one thing that we know. There's one thing we know. It serves him right. Serves him fucking right. He trusted a Visconti. How could he? Do it twice. Trusting him twice. Why would you do that? Why would you ever trust Gino? Anyway, where were we? I think that was all of the first documents. Now, we're going to do a bit of a choose your own adventure here, chat. Okay, let me check. I think I got that first part, but we got some more documents to do. There is this clip from Alyssa Clips. I'm going to like her video right now. It is recommended to me by the Discord. It's MLC Gino causes Steeltoe to break Kayla Rekieta's HRO for the second time. So this is apparently them grilling Gino. Do we want to watch this? I'm not convinced we should. Just because it's 14 minutes of them going around and, we could just watch this. I could tell you this story about this sausage-addicted koala. Oh, sorry, Kookaburra instead. I'll let the chat vote very. You can vote for either toe or bird. And if I see more birds in chat, then we're going to just talk about the koala, then get back to the sectors or the dabbleverse stuff. And then if you want to see toe stuff, then post toe in chat. I think the Kookaburra is quite adorable. The bird. I think the bird, yeah. Ozone with a 10 says, not a good text. Aaron was telling the judge that he feels bad for what he did to Kayla, hoping for mercy. But this text makes it look like it was a lie and he thinks Nick is driving everything. Well, let's be realistic here. It is the state versus Aaron, but it would not have ever been brought if it was not for Nick. Nick is behind the wheel. That's just a fact, okay? Poll? I'll tell you what, we're going to start listening to it, and we're going to do a poll to see if the chat wants to skip. Because maybe you need to be subjected to a minute worth of the dabbleverse before you can make the correct decision. So let's unmute this. All right.
Condition. Aaron Imholte broke H.
And I don't have anything against these guys. It's just not my wheelhouse and not really what I'm into.
OR conditions for the second time because of
All right,
Gino's
here's the
anniversary
law-abiding poll.
Court dropped
Law-abiding poll
today,
coming up.
1 day before his court appearance. So he got a violation.
You got 1
because of
minute. You got
Gino
1 minute to
at
vote.
the anniversary show.
Wait,
And it's legit.
Skip to the Gino part. All right, we'll do that.
This is coming from one of my sources.
Here's Gino right here.
Zumach. Did you hear this, Gino?
TM Zumach.
What happened with the HRO?
Who know? Do you think I know or give?
Chad just
Oh, no.
told you. Chad just told
There's 30
you.
seconds left.
They're
The bird is
saying
winning.
Aaron might be getting jail time, Gino. You want
Yes,
to
it's
speak
legally
on that?
binding. Legally binding. What did I say?
I have no idea. For what? What would I have to do with it?
Well,
Do
they
we-
say
What did you have to do with it? You snitched on him.
No, I didn't.
This is a
snitch on
very,
anybody.
very close
the cops
poll.
called her. You go, yeah, he did that. He did that.
No, the cops called me. We're not doing this. The cops called me repeatedly about a picture.
That's what he's getting in trouble for. That's what started
If you like the bird bros, if you want to bump Gino for the Kookaburra, you better hurry up.
it.
So should I have lied to the cops?
Watergate started with a door they put tape on
Should I have
so they
lied
could
to-
get back in.
should
That's
I
how
have lied to the
That's how they
cops? Should I
got
have lied to the
Watergate.
cops?
Huh?
Should I have lied to the cops?
Don't answer the phone like real men.
They call like real men.
Loud isn't funny, by the way. I want to point that out.
And no, they answered me.
I never answer the phone. Me and Anthony Cumia swear by that. So what do we see eye to eye on? We don't answer the phone. Never.
Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes I answer the phone and they kept calling me repeatedly. And I don't care.
That's when you especially
This is the biggest fucking mistake. Have you guys ever answered that? Like recently, do you answer the phone? Like, unless I'm expecting a call, I know who's calling. I just do not answer the phone. What is the point? There's literally no reason to answer the phone. Oh, who could it be? No, who gives a shit? If it's not somebody you're expecting, you don't have time for them. That's how I do it. Text first or send an email, and then I'll answer the phone. I do not answer the random, oh my goodness, the spam calls, the illustrious offers on the phone. It could be anybody. Like when you're a kid or something, or when you're like, I don't know, 20 years ago and you got a phone call, you're kind of excited, like, oh, who could it be? It's never good. It's never going to be good. You may as well just ignore it. Let it go to waiting. Let it go to text. Let it go to email. Leave a message. Arrange a call. Like, I don't got time for this shit.
never answer the phone. If someone's trying to really get you, you never answer. You let them text you or email you.
Okay.
Hello, Gino Bisconte here.
I'm getting
What the fuck? Grow up.
I'm getting a
No,
phone call from
here's
St.
the-
Cloud Police
this is-
Department. Let me
and
check.
Okay,
Kevin,
he's
All right, the bird is starting to lose the poll. Very disappointing. But we're going to make this faster, okay? Because I want to get through this.
Call from St. Cloud
Kevin,
Police
you
Department right
can't-
now. He's taking it.
You've been in this world too long where you think this is normal fucking behavior. Everyone in this place is suing everyone. You've all lost your fucking mind.
Gino,
I mean, this is a true statement, though. I will say Gino's right here. This is a stupid situation. I don't know how it got to this. Glad it's not me.
anniversary show performance got Toe another violation of release conditions. Now take a picture of this so you can Google the meaning later.
Who is Kim Nicholson? By
Don't
the way?
worry about it. Don't worry about Kim. She's not getting people arrested like you are.
It gets
Dude, so
worse.
Kev,
What do you mean?
Kev, why
Does
would
it
you
get
hang
bad
out
as
with
in
me?
it's better
Yeah,
or
it's
worse?
Come on, go on. What have you heard?
It's important to the show.
That you're in the new, like Aaron's going to court tomorrow, and you're in the new court documents for talking about Kayla.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of court documents with those weirdos just for fucking living my life. I can't be bothered with this shit.
Eugene, what are your thoughts on Kayla Rekieta?
Yeah,
I pray for her. I pray for her every night because if things are going the way there that I think they are, like, you know what's worse than actual jail? Waking up every day in a miserable prison of a life.
if Aaron does jail time, are you going to be upset?
God,
Before Gino answers, would you be upset, chat? Like, realistically, no. I feel like it's ridiculous to go to jail for sharing a teddy pic. I would not do it. I don't recommend you do it. I think that it's a bad thing to do, but jail? Because some slag sent you a pic of a nipple? Come on now. Come on now. Okay. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's bad behavior. You shouldn't do it, but the punishment should fit the crime. That's why the $50 was the fairest of all of these things. Okay. That's what it was worth. In fact, that may be slightly overvalued, but it is what it is.
Grant me the serenity to control the things I can, the courage to change. Excuse me. God
You
grant me.
can't remember it.
What?
You can't even remember it.
God grant me what is it on Seinfeld? Hoochie mama. Hoochie mama. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change those things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Does that answer your question?
Aaron, this is a fact. I read ahead. Aaron paid Gino $3K to put him back in jail. Aaron's not smart. He fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Can somebody explain to me? Anyone can explain to me why Gino got $3,000? Is the toe just like very generous? I don't know, like $3,000 for this? For the Kayla nude rant? Like, hey, look, if you cover my flights and give me $3,000, I'll tell you Kayla's a slut for 20 minutes. Like, how hard can it stand up be? Oh my goodness, she's fucked him. She gave whatever. Okay. Oh my goodness, the easiest fucking job in the world.
Shame on me. Aaron Imholte should be praying that right now. He got DeVito twice. I mean, he got Piscante twice.
Nope. I disagree. I was paid $3,000 for a 48-hour.
To put him in jail.
What?
To put him in jail.
No, that's like you can play the dabbleverse game, but you're smarter than that, Kevin.
I don't want to, be crazy if I lose my channel because of Gino and Aaron Imholte goes to jail tomorrow because of Gino. That would be called the Daily Double or something like that. Yeah. Gino, we can talk about anything except the only reason I'm interesting today. Yeah, classic Gino. I don't want to talk about it.
What's there to talk about? I've talked about.
He's going to go to jail. Your best friend, he paid $3K to fly you there. Now you're going to put him in jail. Apologize. You shouldn't put your friends in jail.
No,
I mean, this is good advice. I can't complain about this. You shouldn't do that, Gino. You rat.
Put their friends in jail. Take responsibility for your actions.
Then again, I feel like it's completely ridiculous for Gino's words to put Aaron in jail. It's stupid on all sides.
There's one person in this whole situation that I know is suffering more than anyone that would ever be put in jail. And I'm sorry that I enjoy it. I'm sorry that I enjoy it.
Oh, Kayla or April?
No, I don't know who you're talking about, but all I know is those two people you mentioned. Could you imagine one of them fucking a guy and the other person be like, maybe if I wait it out, my husband will stay with me? There's 3 words to describe someone like that, but I won't say them because you know what they are. And anyone that's like this poor,
Can you guess them, chat? You can post your mean words in chat if you want.
Yourself there because you're with this guy that's spending all his money on lawsuits rather than his kids and the therapy they'll need. And I love it. I love it.
But they
You
do
know what's
like.
funny?
I mean, to be fair, when your parents have your grandparents had millions of dollars in oil money, you can kind of afford therapy for your kids and lawsuits. So must be nice.
They do like SpaghettiOs, those little ricotta kids.
They love it. And Coke. So if Gino can't say it, am I allowed to say Kayla's a poor, terrible mother who gives her kids cocaine? Am I allowed to say it?
I think you can. Gino, how many
Everybody knows it. And
Look
at the
court
thank
document.
you. It's almost like you spend all your money instead of spending it on your kids. Say, once we fucking get this guy in trouble with the law, I'll say it again. I cannot wait to watch those 5 kids' lives fall apart. I can't.
Wow.
I can't.
Bit of a mean thing to
Because
say,
if
honestly.
Parents scared enough to prevent it, they wouldn't be doing this.
But what about the
everyone-
kids?
And by the way,
drug
let me
addicts.
applaud the dabbleverse because you vultures are feeding the machine that is that terrible couple of Requietas, and they're ruining their kids'
They're not
lives.
feeding the Requietas. The Requietas are not doing well on super chats.
But it doesn't matter. They're feeding the
It does
machine.
matter. It does matter. His whole act was watch these trials, make money. He used to make money. He don't anymore. Do you
He
genuinely?
used to make a lot of money. I think Nick raked in at least 4. Was it 4 million? No, it was like 1 point something, maybe 2 million in super chats. But like over his career on YouTube, I think it was like 4 to 6 million. Like he wasn't a trust fund baby, but he was a trust fund man baby because he got his trust fund later in life. So he had kind of, that kind of sad moment in his life when he realized that if he just held off nutting in his wife, that Aaron would later nut in, then he could have had all the free time and just running around partying and be like his daddy, Dick Masterson. So it's kind of like that late life, mid-crisis man baby trust fund. But like to Nick's credit, he did make a lot of fucking money with he didn't invent what he did, but he basically popularized it. He wasn't the first guy to put a bunch of people watching a fucking live stream. But, I mean, he did invent LordTube, essentially. I mean, now there was people like Emily DeBaker and other things like that. But, I mean, let's be honest here. He was like one of the biggest channels. 100K live viewers. It's impressive. More impressive to see that he lost 99% of his audience, though.
Then the distinction between a civil lawsuit and a criminal prosecution brought by the state.
Watch this. Watch this. Why? Why? Let me go over all the ones I've had in each case against me. Done. Why would I worry about that shit?
Because he's your buddy.
What?
He's your buddy. Aaron Imholte is your buddy.
So I need to, how come, look, I don't have any friends in the world where I need to study the difference between a civil lawsuit and a criminal prosecution brought by the state.
Gino,
and I consider Aaron a friend, but you understand, this is how lost you've become.
Gino, you realize if he does do jail time, your name's going to be brought up quite a bit.
By whom?
Everyone.
Yeah, it's free publicity for Gino.
The online community.
But everyone,
The
because I
vultures.
can tell you, I did shows.
Is he talking
just
about
every
us?
weekend
About
this
the
summer,
us?
and no
We're
one
the
knows who any
vultures.
of these fucking people are. By the way, name 2 words associated with Nick Rekieta. What are you drinking?
Coke Zero.
Thank you. Now, my point is, no
Is that funny? Because it's like his kids did coke and he has zero accountability.
one knows who, like, there's at best 1,000 people. I don't care if you think it's 5,000 people. I love what you two are doing, but these people think anyone cares about them. No one knows
It
who they
doesn't
are.
matter what people at your show know or care about. It really doesn't. They're just losers at some shitty room in Delaware. The fact of the matter is, this is criminal stuff. He's going.
Like, this is kind of interesting, though. Like, it shouldn't matter what people talk about to you online. Like, you shouldn't care. But with the dabbleverse stuff and the sector stuff, it's like crossing over to real life, which is bullshit and like completely gay. Like, you want to make fun of Aaron? That's fine. You want to make fun of Nick? That should be fine. Right. But then they're like, well, actually, let's just bring the law involved in. Like, no, this is when things become stupid. Like, just leave online bullshit online. It's not that hard. Okay.
He's going to court, and it doesn't matter if people in Delaware know about what's happening to Aaron Imholte, but people
It
here
certainly does
do.
not.
People here do, and so do the Onion Army. They care.
The Onion Army cares.
Well, the Onion Army is a whole nother story, Kev. You got me good, super tits. But what I'm saying is, why should I care about this dabbleverse world?
Why should I care?
I mean, this is true from Gino. Why should we care? But I mean, isn't Gino in the dabbleverse? Like, he's squarely inside the dabbleverse. I don't think there's any escape. It's like the parallel dimension that you can look at from afar, but you have to be careful never to actually journey into. Otherwise, you get stuck in there. I mean, I saw the schizo board by that guy. Actually, very nice. He like commented on the video. He's like saying like he had a bit of a laugh watching our stream when we were talking about the schizo dabbleverse. Like the board with all the things. But I think once you're on the board, there's no escape. So fortunately, Sean wasn't stuck in there, so he still can escape.
It's a Who song. Why should I care?
I know that one.
Dude. To Raven Ray's point, it almost is Aaron Imholte's fault for booking you because he knows that you're going to say whatever the fuck
Right.
you want.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have booked some local nobodies and nobody would have cared.
Yeah, and he just booked an out of state nobody instead.
Yeah.
He would have saved a lot of money if he brings you in. You already got him once. The second time, it really is on him. That's a classic. Fool me once, fool me twice. Shame on me.
See, and this is the problem. I can't disagree with you. I mean, I can disagree with you, but I can't prove you wrong. But it's just like, I don't know. This world of the dabbleverse is.
Don't worry about this world. I'm talking about common sense.
I disagree because common sense says book your show and don't think that vindictive people will try to sue everyone.
No, you already got him in trouble once. Why book you back and then expect you to play along? Be good, Gino.
All I'm saying is you shouldn't have to worry about fucking.
I mean, this is what he's saying. Serves him right. Serves him fucking right. MLC's right here.
People that want to sue you so you don't realize what terrible humans they are.
Rekieta had 100,000 plus live during the depth. Wow. Seriously?
Yeah. The chat flew.
Yeah, this is I mean, his greatest crowning achievement. They were making $20,000 a day in super chats. There was some car that was worth $20,000. They're talking about that. Unironically, like Nick was top of the YouTube game. Like, it's crazy when you look at Playboard, and Playboard shows you the stream stats, super chats, everything like that. Typically, if you look at the US or any country, VTubers are at the top. It's like VTubers, then like church ministers that are grifting off of gullible people that think that their cancer will be healed if they just give the pastor another $50 or something. And then Nick was right up there. Like, I believe he's in the top 10, maybe number 7 of America for the entire year or something. It was insane. Now, it's crazy how much other people make as well. But he did make, like, I'm pretty sure it was like $1.5 to $2 million just in super chats. Not even Rugby sponsorships, not even all the referral links he got from the balldo. not any of the ad revenue. He made a bunch of fucking money. Now, how much did he spend? That's a good question. Apparently, he was spending $20,000 a month on cocaine. Was that just tall talk? We don't know. Maybe his kids just ate it all. Who knows?
Rekieta's only.
That's not a cocaine joke, actually. It's because he was spending also $3,000 a month on snacks, according to the rat nanny housekeeper, who was giving him receipts for literally $3,000 a month just on snacks. That's one Gino special at, I guess, Stonies was just on snacks. So I guess that's like an insult that Nick could levy against them. I spend more on snacks than you do earn in a damn weekend, Gino. Something like that. I don't know.
Red $20 plus super chats. People know Nick Rekieta. No one knows you, Gino. They don't know. Nick don't even stream anymore.
That's true. Like, where is Nick? He's actually found the seat. Like, this is actually something I was thinking about today. Is that Nick and this is going to get me. I'm going to get some shit in my chat for saying this, but Nick is perhaps the smartest lolcow, because there's two things lolcows can't do. The first is taking advice from other people. Now, Nick can't do that. The second is they can't stop posting their shit online. And Nick has succeeded in doing that thus far for the last, I guess, month or so. Now, he's been moved into like these private, like Hugbox discords where he can kind of pretend to be like Jafar behind the throne and organize things and things like that. And he can talk to people that don't call him a Dosa every time he goes online in there. But like, provided being isolated from the entire internet has done him good. And this is actually the secret to getting out of the lolcow sphere. And like, if you don't want to end up on Keemstar's show in the next 5 years or something, you just stop posting or stop being interesting. And Nick has definitely succeeded in doing so. So again, like, I guess you got to give him credit where credit is due. He's figured out the secret. Just don't post retarded shit online. It actually is very effective.
He don't make any money.
People know me. I said people don't know me.
No, Nick Rekieta, I checked his playboard, and he a couple of years he did very well. But 100,000 live, even when that fucking, what's that guy's name? Chad Ochocinco and the Shannon Sharp. When they
I mean, if the case is that his family took his computer away from him by force, that'd be very funny. But I mean, he's still talking in Discord groups and things like that, so it's not like he's totally offline.
Football live Sunday night, they get like 40,000. I never seen a show get 100,000. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, it's a good achievement. You can't take that away from him. I think I saw like the Runkle got like 40K after the Karen Reed, or was it Taylor Business trial? That is, again, a fantastic numbers. Like, I think like when you're looking at streams for success and things, if you can get like 1,000 concurrent live viewers, that's pretty monetizable. You can do a lot with that. If you get 5,000, that's like you're a big name where you have like all the clip accounts and all the Twitter accounts talking about the random shit you say. You just say like, oh my goodness, I like my women like I like my coffee, black, something like that. And then you get like at 5,000 concurrent viewers, that's kind of where you get like those people saying, oh my God, can you believe what Asmongold said about women? Like, that's kind of the level you need. If 10,000 is like you're doing like excellent, and above that is like when you're like a mega streamer or something. So, I mean, it's a pretty good achievement. That's what's like, again, it's so fascinating because now he's struggling to get even 500, 600, or 700 live viewers because he just doesn't care about his audience. He hates them, in fact, because they held him to at least some standard, and the ones that are left are just degenerates that are ugly. And he can't get the good titty pics off them anyway. So what's the point in talking to them or streaming to them? It's just the wine mums that are left there, but it's all the ugly ones.
Like I always say that about him. Like, he's a great story. I love telling how he went from trust fund kid to his own man, but then
Nick Rekieta?
Nick Rekieta went from trust. I'll compliment him. He went, in my opinion, from trust fund kid to his own man, and then he's like, well, now I'm rich and I made it on my own. And I'm like, in my opinion, he's like, I have 5 kids. I don't want to have 5 kids, and it's like, I want to party, and he just got a little goofy. Like,
yeah, but did he?
What's that?
Is it like what Robin Williams said? Is people do? It's like Coke is God's way of telling you you have too much money.
Yeah.
Did he make so much money? He fell in love with himself, and then he's like, I'm gonna be this king and party and fuck everybody's wives and stuff.
That's what it seems like in his defense. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's the monkey. It's the South Park monkey thing. When you give a monkey a bunch of money, it just starts fucking everybody and making terrible decisions.
Happen like I've never had suddenly 1 million viewers. I'm not really worried about it, fall in my lap and suddenly like, but I wouldn't like. I've always liked the life I'm living, so I don't think I'd be like, you know what, I should have done.
He got a little bit of a god complex, and he wanted to have somewhat of a cult, like a Charlie Sheen type cult, winning. And
yeah. Power, social influence is the most addictive drug, apparently, in the human brain. They tested this on chimps as well, and it's the same thing. Nothing is more addictive than influence and power and clout. I mean, you've got like 100,000 people telling you God's gift to women, you start to believe it. It takes a very special kind of person to be able to both have the fame and survive the temptations of fame, and that's the real challenge. Let me see. What is this? Let's see. If Nick flexed numbers, it'd be easily flipped now. What do you mean by? I'm not sure what you mean. Could you explain more? What do you mean? He flexed number? If Nick flexed numbers, not sure.
He started doing the coke and the swinging, but you can't do that when you're a father of 5, and you can't.
Yeah, like if you think I'm jealous of Nick Rekieta,
You actually can do the degenerate shit, but you just wait till your kids are older and leave the nest. It's just being patient.
you got me.
Well,
Guilty
you
as
might have
charged.
been. I don't think you're jealous of him now.
I'm
Have
jealous of
5
this cool
kids.
tattoos.
I don't think there's ever been a moment in my life I wanted to be who Nick Rekieta is.
Dude, I'm jealous.
When
of the-
you're doing 100,000 live and only reading $20 super chats, I'd take that for a couple of days.
I think it got to the point where he was raking in so much chats he wouldn't even read $50 super chats. It's insane.
At the 100,000 live, you have to be fucking some kind of trust fund lawyer with 5 kids.
No, or just be watching the Johnny Depp trial, which everyone was obsessed
No,
with. I
if you're
wasn't.
jealous of Nick Rekieta, you want to be him, and I never wanted to be him.
I can't believe Aaron Imholte. What an idiot. It's not enough. It's not enough. Gino gets in trouble the first time. And he's like, you know what? Let me invite him to my Christmas party, or in his case, the anniversary show. And Gino, can you not talk about Kayla Rekieta? Sure thing, pal.
This one was
And
what I
then
was looking for. So Sean says, and not that it's right or moral, but you can do that and not advertise on live streams. That's a big part of it as well, is that like he could have just kept the facade of like the family man that had it all. And that was like the white pill appeal to his show for a lot of people in the first place. He could have just avoided doing all of this, or at least advertising it, and probably would have been fine. But it got to the point like where he actually became like, it's obvious to say this, but he was an addict because it was affecting his life. That's the difference between someone that uses something for fun and someone that's an addict. When you're an addict, it affects your life. And he couldn't even go live without getting fucking high or getting fucking drunk. It became a core part of his identity. And part of it was also that I think he was trying to attract a different audience. Like someone said in the chat earlier, he always hated his audience. I think at first he really enjoyed the attention, but then he kind of realized it wasn't the partying audience. It wasn't the Dick Masterson's audience. It was the Chad Christian people at home audience that don't want to see him be, a cuckold and things like that. And, you start to, well, I don't know, but he started to resent that because he couldn't just be who he was. He couldn't just say anything and expect them to toe the line. And got to him.
Does 20 minutes on Kayla Rekieta.
Yeah, meanwhile, that was his closer.
Yeah, that was his stairway to heaven. Hey, you guys ever heard of this Kayla Rekieta? This dumb. You will now.
Whatever happens, I guarantee it's going to make her life so much better. Who are going to live such a better life, and their kids are going to have such a wonderful life because of whatever happens tomorrow. Make sure you capture this. It's going to make those 5 kids. It's going to make that their life going to be so much better.
How?
It's not. They've ruined their lives, that entire household, and I love it.
Well, what about the universe providing?
It is. It's providing. It gives what you get.
All right, very good. I feel bad for the bird bros in chat that really wanted to listen about the fat Kookaburra. He's got bumped to the end, okay? Don't worry, we'll get to the Kookaburra bit later. Anyway, there's some more documents that came up. More documents. Scarebro posting it today, and he's really doing a solid for me today. So he says, a scheduling order has been issued in Aaron's HRO, harassment restraining order, against Nick Rekieta. The hearing shall resume on October 24th. Wow, that's at least the end of Joshtober. In the meantime, the judge has been given Nick permission to attend his hearing to support our communal wife, Kayla Rekieta. And I honestly think this is the right decision, but we'll get to it when we get into the document. The judge makes it clear that Nick must take every precaution to not violate the order and is only there to support the victim. Does Nick read his victim statement? All right, so let's actually have a look at the docos. All right, so in the matter of Aaron versus Nicholas Rekieta, the above captioned matter comes before the Honorable Judge District Court on August 29th for the contested harassment restraining order evidentiary hearing. The parties appeared via Zoom remote technology in the Stearns County Courthouse. Petitioner Aaron Imholte appeared represented by counsel Brian Johnson. Johnson did a very good job. And I think if anyone doesn't acknowledge that, then they're just too far down this bizarre rabbit hole. Respondent Nicholas Rekieta appeared represented by counsel Francis White, and White did really poorly. And again, I think if you don't realize that, then you might be a little bit too into this drama or whatever it is, or your sides. His co-counsel, Mr. Lewis, was there too. The court heard testimony and received exhibits in the Minnesota Digital Exhibit System, Mendez. And we might talk about Mendez a little bit later because there was actually another filing in regards to the body cam, but it's not very interesting. I have very low hopes for the body cam being released, but the battle is still on and we'll have to see. Maybe in a year's time or something we might see it, by which point no one will probably care and Nick would probably have relapsed and overdosed. The parties agreed to, and the court ordered that witnesses have be sequestered for the hearing. A large number of spectators, and this is you, chat, you naughty, naughty people in chat. The parties agreed to, and the court ordered that witnesses be sequestered for the hearing. A large number of spectators appeared on the Zoom hearing. Some of those spectators whose behavior is not attributed by the court to either party had to be removed due to their failure to comply with the prohibition against videotaping court proceedings and or through engaging in otherwise disruptive commentary or chats. I wish the court got super chats. It'd be so funny if Zoom had a super chat function and the court was legally required to read it because it was like BBC World News or something. And I think he was, what is he, shilling Ethan Van Sciver or Denny's or something? I can't remember. But if the court was forced to read that legally, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny. There was also some Stonies ads, I think, in a previous court case, but I don't know about this one. But if I had to guess, I'm going to say the people in attendance were mostly toe logs. But maybe, again, like, who do you think, chat? Do you think it was more of, let's see, who was the, we'll say, naughty chatters? Toe logs, balldo log. Wait, was there a better word for balldo logs? I don't know. We'll just use a consistent log statement. I could have said just Nick A logs or something. I kind of feel like it's people that are more invested in seeing Aaron be destroyed. It's just my personal feeling, but again, I may have some personal bias here. Where were we? Let's see. So they were disruptive commentary or chats during the Zoom hearing. These actions attempted to take away from the serious nature of the matters to petitioner, respondent, and the court. Like, this is very funny because the court wants to take itself so seriously, and it's just a big fucking shit show. But I guess people deserve their dignity, I suppose. They do have jobs, right? I do feel bad, honestly, for the court and all of this. Like the judge, the stenographer, I don't know, maybe not the prosecutors, because prosecutors have no soul and they deserve all the suffering that they're going to get eventually. But anyway, it appears that some but not all observers were more interested in spectacle than either support for either of the participants or the general public interest in the proceedings of the court. And this is very, very true. Page two. Observers and participants were reminded repeatedly by the court that the use of the electronic devices or taping of the courtroom or its participants, including 2 individuals involved in the dispute over harassment restraining order, whereas evidence submitted is particularly sensitive, was not permitted. After the 3-hour-long hearing, we only saw an hour's worth. I can't imagine what the whole recording was. Also, by the way, it's very funny, but like a lot of the people that were recording it or involved in the toe logging are getting Facebooked or phone booked on the farms. And it turns out that the majority of the toe logs, at least the ones that have been stupid enough to be revealed, are some of the biggest degenerates. They've all got like court cases of their own. They've all got like, they're trying to get like their baby mamas to pay up. They're trying to do all sorts of weird shit. So it's very funny to see that the people that are actually, I guess, so invested in Aaron being a bad man, and Aaron is a bad man. I'm not going to say he's a good guy, but they've pretty much got same, equal, or even greater offenses than Aaron himself. Look at the super chat. Gino Bisconti. I don't think that's the real one. He says, "You're obsessed. Get a life." Hey, look, if you got paid $3,000, you could at least do better than a blue super chat. Now, come on now. I need at least a yellow one. Where was I? In addition, a separate but related matter in Aaron Michael Imholte versus Patrick A. Melton Stearns County District Court file, blah, 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 was not able to be started. So this is Melton was on the cuck bench waiting for his turn. He didn't get it. It was unable to be started due to the length of Rekieta's matter. He's got the long matter. There is some, but not complete, overlap on the alleged facts in both cases. In addition, the attorneys and the participants largely overlap with Mr. Melton, a potential witness in the Rekieta matter, and Mr. Rekieta is a potential witness in the Melton matter. Oh my goodness, it's so intertwined. Their destinies are connected. Mr. Melton was present for this hearing, but sequestered during the Rekieta hearing. The court and parties agreed to continue the hearings and discuss avenues to most effectively present the evidence in a streamlined manner. The court was orally ordered that the parties not discuss the matter on social media. The court noted that the attorneys should confer about appropriate parameters of the order and any additional logistical and discovery matters prior to the scheduling issue be ordered. Well, actually ordered being issued. On February 26, 2025, the following letters filed by Respondents' Counsel. The attorneys and the court met for a chambers conference status. No substantive evidence was discussed. Counsel discussed scheduling, ordering a partial transcript and protective order, agreement on the process of attendance and the other hearings, the term to ensure the integrity of the hearings and the security of the attendees. And that's kind of like the interesting part, was just that they're calling out chat. There's a couple of pages. Let me see if there's anything good here. The order, I believe, we'll go to the next one, actually, because I do need to read that part. But I want to particularly see part of this order where it mentions that here it is. This is what I want to read. And honestly, this is the right decision, if going to be honest. So Mr. Rekieta is allowed to attend this matter so long as he does not violate the harassment restraining order or obstruct or interfere with the court proceedings in any way. And I think this is reasonable because, I mean, it's his wife. It seems reasonable that he should be able to go there to see his wife's court case, right? Well, I mean, it's State versus Aaron, but Kayla's going to be there. He's the spouse. It feels like he should be there, even though he's going to be really gay, and who knows what he's going to be wearing. Unfortunately, this will not be televised. Well, actually, I'm not sure about this one. Aaron's one tomorrow, or I guess today, is not going to be broadcast as far as I understand it. So we're going to have to wait for the play-by-play that comes out after Aaron is either hauled away to jail or is forced to pay another $50. Somewhere in between, we don't know exactly where it's going to lie. I'm going to err on the side of nothing ever happens, but it's like 60, 40, 50% that Aaron's going to do at least a month in jail tomorrow. But there you go. That's kind of the interesting part of it. I don't think there was anything else that was really particularly interesting in the whole thing. But I mean, it's obviously a piece of lawfare in it. It's our wife, though. Then I guess shouldn't we all be allowed to attend? I think that's the only fair way to make this happen. Everyone should be allowed to go. Toe status, stubbed. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Imagine going to jail for some live streams, man. I mean, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have indeed happened. Now, where were we? There was this matter in regards to the body cam. This was filed, I believe, a couple of days ago, September 26th. I'll probably avoid reading this one. Basically, it's kind of going over some old stuff. It's kind of a cheeky one because it kind of pretends that the state admitted that they made their own mistake by uploading the body cam footage into Mendes, which is the evidence system that Minnesota uses. But it was obviously spurred on by Nick because people were able to view the body cam footage beforehand, and Nick had no knowledge of it. When they found out about it, he perhaps he even threatened to sue them for this. But we don't know. But the case is still ongoing if you're wondering about that. This was the latest filing by Mr. White. The most surprising thing about this filing was that it was competent. I was actually reading through this and I thought like, oh my goodness, this actually looks like a real filing, not just some garbage that was just put together. So I don't know what to tell you. Maybe Francis White has now been allowed to do his own filings instead of what Nick is telling him to do. It's a good question, but I don't know. It was fairly competent filing, but kind of going over old stuff. Basically, they're saying they should not allow. The conclusion, I'll just read that. For these reasons stated above, Respondent Nicholas Rekieta respectfully requests that the court affirm the district court in toto, reject all arguments and appellant, and sanction the same. That's in regards to releasing the body cam to Harding, which is the Kiwi Farms' lawyer. 2 more weeks, trust the plan. Exactly, yes. Trust the plan. Let's see. Did you expect anything less from Joshua Conamu? I mean, it seemed like we were going to get it. I mean, we got Chris Chance's body cam footage, but that took like over a year. People reviewing the body cam. There was weekly reports coming out of the information. It seemed like it was all going to happen. Josh had paid the fine. But the crux of the issue is that the argument is that it was incorrectly uploaded to the evidentiary website. So they did upload it to Mendez, and apparently it was errorly marked as evidence when it's not actually evidence because it was never submitted. I don't know. I think that's like a bullshit argument, but if it was me, I wouldn't want my shit to be online either. So I've always said that I think that the American court system is a bit too open with all the information you can see, but then Chad always tells me I'm wrong and that it has to be even more open. But I wonder if they're motivated more so by their desire to see the dirty, dirty Nick Rekieta household than they are by their common sense. BobTube says, Minnesota logic. Give a 9-year-old Coke, have 26 grams of Coke, don't feed the kids, keep guns, no jail, drive with Coke and kid, talk about someone's wife 30 days in jail. I know, I think it's ridiculous. But it is what it is. It's Minnesota, man. Of course I'm wrong. Okay. Okay. Moving on. That's the balldo-verse / toe log update. What time is it in Minnesota right now? Hold on. Let me just quickly check. Time in Minnesota. It's currently 8 a.m. So in an hour, like chat, in an hour and a half, if you're glued to Twitter or Kiwi Farms, you will be waiting for the results of Aaron's hearing to see if he's sent to jail, okay? I'm going to be going to bed before then because I'll just catch the replay. I think that's the best way to do it. If there's something interesting, I'll talk about it tomorrow. So it should be fun. Should be fun. Deez said the toes hubris led to the uncomfortable sandals. Confucius probably. You know what's crazy? Is that I actually stubbed my toe like a week ago when I was on holiday. And now I've got like the, you know, when you get like the dark spot in the middle of your toenail, like I've got that on one of my toes. I'm not going to show you because those feet pics are exclusive to the Discord if you join as a member. But I looked down and I said, oh my goodness, this is a sign. The toe has been stubbed. Well, actually, it didn't really happen, but I did stub my toe. All right, moving on. So JK Rowling. JK Rowling has been very, very funny recently. Now, JK Rowling, as you know, is the author of Harry Potter, which was the Bible of the left. Now, she has been getting a lot of criticism because she is a TERF. Now, TERF is a, trans-exclusionary radical feminist. Basically, she's for women's rights, but she only wants the women to have rights if they have a vagina, which honestly is pretty reasonable for women's rights. But this has been a problem for a lot of people. I know that probably a lot of people know this, but just in case you don't, because we've never really talked about JK before, but JK is actually kind of the GOAT if you look at the facts. So what's been happening is basically everybody that ever worked on Harry Potter has come out and told JK Rowling that she's a piece of shit. They've all bit the hand that feed them. They're all ingrateful rats. Emma Watson in particular is the subject of tonight's comments. And surprisingly, I think Rupert Grint, that's like the Weasley guy, and also Draco Malfoy's character, was it Tom Fiddleton? Is it Tom Fiddleton? I don't know. I can't remember his name exactly. Those two have actually been pretty quiet about the entire thing. They've never really said anything bad about JK as far as I can tell or as far as I've heard. So it's a total Slytherin victory. And there's actually kind of a really silly little story I can tell you. Because when I moved to Japan first, there was like this, Harry Potter was really hot. And it's actually still very popular in Japan. They've got like Harry Potter land in both USJ and Osaka, and in Tokyo, they have this own Harry Potter thing. But there was like this weird meme that people were doing called Malfoying, where they were just like photoshopping people with Malfoy's hair on for some reason. And they thought this was so funny. They thought this was so fucking funny. So like everywhere I would look, it was people getting Draco Malfoy haircuts. You know, like the white hair that's just got completely slicked back. And then they would just like, you would just see Japanese people say like, Malfoying. I don't know. That's the only thing I really know, apart from, I guess, watching the movies. But J.K. Rowling responded to something. Let's first watch this first clip. Let's see. So this is from Sex Matters, so you know it's an important very important news organization. I think she's going to find that you can't sit on the fence. The real win is when ordinary people can't say these things. Barry Banshee actually speaks to Josh Howey about Emma Watson comments on J.K. Rowling. So what's happened is Emma Watson has realized that after being a mouthpiece for the message. She's not getting any jobs. She's not getting any fucking jobs, and now she's trying to come back and sidle back and say, "Oh, I always loved JK." Let's see what they say.
Well, I'd like to think so, and I think there are some other positive signs too that things are shifting. When you see the media starting to say trans women are men, then I think we really are winning. But Emma Watson was careful, wasn't she, not to go too far? I think what she's going to find now is
She went pretty deep, and she's such a fucking snake. That's the thing we're going to learn today.
you can't sit on the fence. She was a real cheerleader for Mermaids, the charity, and for transitioning children and for people knowing who they are.
Also, what's very funny is Emma Watson. She talked about how you've got to respect women's rights and boundaries. If they say no, no means no, those sort of things. Which is, if they do say no, you do have to back off, right? But then she went to university and she started shitting on all British men. She said, like, "Oh, I hate British men because they're so shy and they never come up and talk to you. American chads, they come up and when I tell them to go away, I really want them to keep coming and they keep talking to me. I love it. I love the attention they give me." So complete, absolute hypocrite about everything she says.
There's also kind of there's that clip of her at the BAFTAs, and it was just kind of like a really snidey. There's that bit where she says, "I'm here for all the witch," like, but one. Or what, yeah, it was just nasty.
Yeah.
Right when JK Rowling was getting a lot of rape threats, death threats.
So whether she is trying to row back from that full-hearted support for transitioning children, or whether she's just trying to get back in with JK Rowling and that.
And like, here's the thing: if you want to know my stance on this issue, I don't care what adults do. Adults can do as much degenerate, self-destructive, bizarre shit they want to themselves. But when they start doing it to kids, when they start doing it to people that are weaker in society, that's when it's gone too far.
Hope of work. Who knows? Richard Dawkins is an interesting case because, I'm sure when he wrote The God Delusion, he thought that was quite out there. It turns out that saying men can't become women is even more out there. And who would have thought that? But
it is fun to see the tide shifting back.
His career is so established that he's not at any risk. The real
Rupert
win
Grint has
is
talked
when
some shit,
ordinary
so it's
people
only
can say
Slytherin now.
those things. And I don't think we're quite there yet. Well, I'd like to think.
All right, so this was the clip. This was the clip that forced J.K. Rowling to unleash what she said. Also, Shogun Stormhammer says, "Memes Emma Watson voice sounds like Pim from Smiling Friends. New season airs this week." I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Smiling Friends is a pretty good show. "Oh, hello, Daddy. I love you so much, Daddy. I don't know. I can't remember what he actually says, but that is a funny show. I didn't like season 2 as much of season 1, but there was some pretty good episodes in season 1 of Smiling Friends. I especially liked the who's that fucking like the guy that's like the hellish entertainment. He's like, "Here's your one form of hellish entertainment." And he's like, "If you do that again, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking stomach." Oh man, it's a good show. It's a very good show. All right, so J.K. Rowling responds. Okay, she breaks her silence on the Emma Watson question. "I'm seeing quite a bit of comments about this, so I want to make a couple points. I'm not owed eternal agreement from any actor who once played a character I created. The idea is as ludicrous as me checking with the boss I had when I was 21 for what opinions I should hold these days. Emma Watson and her co-stars have every right to embrace gender identity ideology. Such beliefs are legally protected, and I wouldn't want to see any of them threatened with the loss of work, violence, or death because of them. However," oh no, here's the but. And of course, every word that comes before the word but is meaningless. "Emma and Dan in particular have both made it clear over the last few years that they think our former professional association gives them a particular right, nay, obligation, to critique me and my views in public. Years after they finished acting in Potter, they continue to assume the role of de facto spokespeople for the world I created." I assume Dan is Daniel Radcliffe. Wait, hold on. That brings me up. Let me see. Daniel. Let me see. I gotta bring up one meme since I mentioned this. Here we go. This is so you can know the difference. Since we're talking about Daniel Radcliffe, you have to know the difference between him and Daniel Normalcliffe. So there you go. There you go. There's the difference. Daniel Normalcliffe versus Daniel Radcliffe. It's easy to make the mistake. All right, where was I? In Potter. They continue to assume the role of de facto spokesperson for the world I created. When you've known people since they were 10 years old, it's hard to shake a certain protectiveness. Until quite recently, I hadn't managed to throw off the memory of the children who needed to be gently coaxed through their dialogue in a big, scary film studio. For the past few years, I've repeatedly declined invitations from journalists to comment on Emma specifically, most notably on the witch trials of JK Rowling. Ironically, I told the producers that I didn't want her to be hounded as a result of anything I said. The television presenter in the attached clip highlights Emma's all witches speech. And in truth, that was the turning point for me. But it had a postscript that hurt far more than the speech itself. Emma asked someone to pass a handwritten note from her to me, which contained a single sentence: "I'm sorry for what you're going through. She has my phone number." What a rat. What a rat. What a rat. This was back when death, rape, and torture threats were against me at their peak. It's very strange that, like, you know, if these people that want to be seen as very serious women, but the second you criticize them, their go-to insult is, "We're going to kill and rape you." Very strange. Very well, who can say? At the time when my personal security message had to be tightened considerably, I was consistently worried for my family's safety. Emma had just publicly poured more petrol on the flames, yet thought one-line expression of concern from her would reassure me of her fundamental sympathy and kindness. Like other people who have never experienced adult life, uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma has so little experience in real life. She's ignorant of how ignorant she is. She'll never need a homeless shelter. She'll never going to be placed in a mixed-sex public hospital ward. I'd be astounded if she's been in high street changing room since childhood. Her public bathroom is single occupancy, and it comes with a security man standing guard on the outside door. Has she had to strip off in a newly mixed-sex changing room at a council-run swimming pool? Is she ever likely to need a state-run rape crisis center that refuses a guarantee and all-female service? To find herself sharing a prison cell with a male rapist who's identified into the women's prison? I wasn't a multimillionaire when I was 14. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand from my own life experience what the trashing of women's rights in which Emma has so enthusiastically participated means to the women and girls without her privileges. The greatest irony here is that had Emma not decided in her most recent interview to declare that she loves and treasures me, a change of track I suspect she adopted because she's noticed full-throated condemnation of me is no longer quite as fashionable as I thought it might was. I might never have been dishonest. Adults can't expect to cozy up to activist movements that regularly call for their friends' assassinations and assert their right to the former friend's love, as though that friend was in fact their mother. Emma is rightly free to disagree with me and indeed to discuss her feelings about me in public, but I have the same right, and I finally decided to exercise it. This is a really good post. Like, imagine going up against a writer. And one of the left's most favorite and cherished writers. It's so funny. I've always thought that it's so funny how it's just like Harry Potter, isn't it? Our resistance against the Orange Man. It's just like Dumbledore's army. But then JK Rowling herself is just using her billions of dollars to campaign for women's rights, specifically the ones that have vaginas. Oh my goodness. We got some epic cat fight going on, I think, here, boys. You love to see it. You love to see the tide shifting. You love to see it. What a great little thing. Now, yes, we do have time for the Idubbbz stuff. And there's one more, once again, there's your Daniel Radcliffe versus Daniel Normalcliffe. I will show the fat Kookaburra, though. I'll talk about the fat Kookaburra for a second. We'll check out the Idubbbz stuff. Then we will look at these Japanese hunters shooting bears. Is she calling out Emma on her privilege? I mean, yes, she is. She literally does not know what people are going through, and she never will. She never can, because of her privilege. Oh dear. I was going to talk about the new Harry Potter show, but it seems kind of weird. Like, did they actually make a female Voldemort? Is that true? I know they have a black Snape, but are they going to make a? Is this accurate? I'm just not very checked into it. I heard that they've got Nick Frost as Hagrid, but I don't know. I can kind of see it. Some people are very mad about that decision, though. But like, the thing is that the original Harry Potter casting is basically perfect. So it's going to be very unfortunate for the show going forward. But I got my friend who's married to this Japanese chick, and she's an absolute like Potterhead or whatever you want to call them. And I told her about the new Harry Potter show, and she started freaking out about how amazing it's going to be. Yeah, they got a black Snape. Anyway, all right, here's the Kookaburra. He's too fat. That's the entire story. It was just a gag to see if people would vote for the Kookaburra over Gino. Sausage addicted Kookaburra, too fat to fly. Story summary: bird became fat on barbecue handouts. Too fat to escape mauling by dogs. She weighed a whooping 540 kg. Well, kg, sorry, Freudian slip. 540 grams, which is pretty heavy for a Kookaburra. Too many tasty sausages almost killed this Kookaburra. But health worries weren't a threat. She became so obese that from barbecue handouts, she could not fly when attacked by dogs in Mossman Park. After gaining 540 grams, 40% heavier than the typical adult bird, the Kookaburra has been seen to bird boot camp to shed weight. Oh, she's been sent to bird boot camp to shed weight, prompting Taronga Zoo to warn, we are killing our wildlife with kindness. So don't feed your birds sausage chisels. Fat Kookaburras are very adorable, though, so I wish there was more of them. All right. Now we'll go to this, which is kind of a filler segment. But Willie Mack has the most evil couple hits a new low. Idubbbz and Anissa. False allegations and lies. Now, the last time I talked about Willie Mack, or I showed the Willie Mack versus Destiny thing, people got very, very mad at me because I went on a 10-minute segue about the fucking Flavored Air, okay? So we'll see if they're sponsored by Flavored Air tonight. But let's see what Idubbbz is up to since the casino's on break for, I guess, a few more days. We haven't had any Idubbbz content recently, so let's take a look.
Video titled Coming Clean, where he doesn't come clean about anything. He just chooses to respond to obvious trolls. And even with that in mind, he made a video titled Coming Clean, where he doesn't come clean about anything. He just chooses to respond to obvious trolls. And even with that in mind, in the clips he replies to, he still looks bad.
And then Ian goes on a podcast with a therapist and gets extremely real with him, which is a profoundly stupid idea. He of all people should know better than to go on a therapist's podcast and vent about his very real problems on a public forum like that.
The thing is, it wasn't that he didn't know it was a bad idea. It's the reverse. He thought it was a good idea because it showed him being vulnerable. And he thought that vulnerability as a man is a strength in public, which is just not. Now, you can be vulnerable with your partner. That's perfectly fine. You can be vulnerable with your family, to a degree, obviously. I mean, nobody wants a family member that's crying every day. That's just ridiculous. But Idubbbz really thought that this was a banger when he did the Ethan H3 content nuke and decided to just include the last part of him crying with the therapist to own the... I was going to say the chosen people, but I mean, that's what it was.
Because people will use that information against him.
If you're going to be a hater ass, take it the full way. Take responsibility for having the opinion that crying online is pathetic and weak.
What makes it pathetic is you spend 2 whole videos concerned trolling Ethan, siding with people going after his wife, his family, encouraging false CPS calls. Like, yeah, you cried on camera, but you were really...
I mean, not only that, he said that like them receiving a skull was like funny. But then whenever somebody says that Anissa's OnlyFans is like dog shit tier and that she needs way more makeup and she needs to get the double D's back, they say that's too much. That's like a bridge too far. But receiving a human skull in the mail is perfectly okay.
Just projecting about how it's affected you.
It's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner.
Just stop being couples online. Is there any reason to be a couple online? Like, can you tell me one solitary reason why it's a good idea to broadcast your entire relationship to random strangers on the internet? There's no advantage to it, in my opinion.
Is the fat one and his cohort who are listening to Anissa describe, like, essentially having a hard time online, seeing people mock and make fun of her dad with Alzheimer's.
They were laughing at my dad for getting sick on some of these forums. What did you think?
What did you think? Because you shared it online?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you.
This is just good advice. Like, and PPP talks about how like it shouldn't be like this, but it is. it's just really, really good fucking advice. And Idubbbz really thought this was going to be a banger clip to show that they're hypocrites, because he's like, well, they're trying to say that other people, no, the casino always says that they're bullying people.
It's how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
The whole time, he's not saying that he is a perpetrator of bullying her. What he's saying is that other people are doing that. But he is doing it actively.
Yes, he's concern trolling you. Many of these people are.
And after they bought their like lobster tail dinner, which had like 4 fucking lobster tails on their steaks, with all the butter and the Idubbbz and the special drinks and everything, I completely lost my train of thought thinking about food. Sorry, what were they talking about for a second?
Doing that. But
no, okay. Then they literally admitted to saying that they were bullying. They're like, no, we said we're the bad guys. We're laughing at you. And it's not a big fucking deal. Like, it's not a big fucking deal to laugh at someone on the internet. It's not a crime. It's not like the worst thing in the world to happen. Like, people actually have real jobs where they go out and their boss yells at them and they get shit from customers. And then people online make so much fucking money. And then they complain that, oh my goodness, you said my wife was fat. Grow a fucking pair. Doing stuff online is such a good job for so many reasons. But then they always find these imaginary oppression things to complain about.
You've asked for this. Creator Clash's most viral fighter, Dad, is talking about how he's broke and has been asking Ian to box him at a Misfits event. It's a natural storyline. They could both get a bag and make up.
I can't fly. I'm taking a plane for the first time in like 5 years, in like a couple of days.
Some of the money they've lost from Creator Clash, but Ian's having none of it, just calling Dad names.
Don't want to give him my attention in general. Like, I think he's been an asshole. So fuck him.
Ian followed up this terrible video by doing a live stream responding to his boxing coach, where he calls Michael and his wife liars while lying the whole time.
For some reason, this stupid fucking loser and his dumb as rocks wife.
So this woman, again, for anyone that wasn't paying attention, she's a survivor of child marriage in Washington. I believe that she was married when she was 12 or 14 and she was forced to have children. She was campaigning for the abolishment of child marriage with parental consent in Washington. And when they made the call to Idubbbz and Anissa, they left them on red. They didn't even respond to their messages. But the second they said they were going on H3, apparently it was 12, yeah. Apparently, the second that they went on H3, they started blowing up their phone. So I guess the only reasonable conclusion is that Idubbbz supports child marriage.
Decided to go on the H3 podcast. They already spilled their guts. They were getting paid like $5,000 to go on this podcast.
They didn't go on there knowing they would receive $5,000.
Yeah, this is a bold-faced lie by Idubbbz. These people had jobs, so they were taking time out of their jobs to go on Ethan's show, and Ethan volunteered the money. It's not the same thing as agreeing to a appearance fee. But it's kind of crazy that like the two of them only got $5,000 when fucking Gino's getting $3,000 to just go to Minnesota.
Ethan offered it to them when they complained about not receiving a bonus from you and hearing about how Kate fights to end child brides in her free time.
I want to say here that I, the capitalist, will once again be ponying up for the right cause. It is not right that he stiffed you guys. I'm going to be sending you guys $5,000 for the bonus that you never got. Whoa. Oh my God. Because he should have never.
Anissa endorses child marriage. Well, she did marry a child. I mean, Idubbbz needs to be told when he's hungry. He needs his diapers changed. How is Idubbbz indifferent from a kid? He cries in public. He just learned emotions. He just learned empathy. That's the thing that children do, is they learn how to fucking feel. So I guess that's correct.
And if you think Ian's video is bad, wait till you see his live stream. I watched all 6 hours. It's him constantly playing victim and acting stupid.
Let me throw you a curveball here. Anissa, semicolon, anti-Semitic?
This shit's crazy. I cannot believe, like, it is so fucking gross. So gross. Why?
So gross.
Why would you ever say that?
Because Anissa was calling Ethan inbred and you posed with a swastika sword.
Everyone's silent. That's not a fucking funny joke.
Every video is silent if you have it paused. I'm not kidding. The second he unpauses it, everyone laughs.
Jewish. I would say, probably in a way.
How insane is that? This guy? I think that's what $5,000 can do to a broke bitch.
At this point in the stream, they weren't even.
Those are some tall words for a man that's podcasting from his mother-in-law's basement without any fucking chairs. Like they have to they literally bought like a blender on layaway, right? And they're talking about ordering in this chair. It's going to take them 6 months to get. And they're saying, well, it's because we have to ship it from another country. No, it's because they're saving up for the fucking chair.
offered money yet. I hate to break it to you, but if you pose with a swastika sword, defend ranking Ethan as Jewish brand hummus on an Arab tier list, and your wife is echoing Hassan calling Jews inbred, some people might start thinking, these guys are a bit anti-Semitic. Maybe they got some anti.
It's not really that she's echoing Hassan. It's that she's trying to spread her legs for Hassan, but he's not taking the bait. Maybe it stinks like their house that they can't sell in Portland.
Semitic tendencies.
Go to the old city so I can get my fucking shit pushed in by some of the most inbred fundamentalist hicks.
Genuinely, all of the most hateful rhetoric is coming from Ian and Anissa and all their weird orbiters. Anissa is interacting with a guy who looks like Milhouse, and he just runs streams calling AB and Uncle Tom, saying he's not a real Arab.
You work for a fucking Zionist who fucking spews Israeli propaganda day in and day out. You are an insult to Arabs, you piece of shit. You little dog. You little weakling. You betrayed your fucking people, bro.
Oh, it's got like an asterisk and obelix, like the statue in the background. I remember that.
And we gave you so much fucking grace.
They are just being racist towards AB because his boss has ever so slightly different opinions on the Middle East. What's hilarious is Anissa does OnlyFans, whose CEO has donated over $11 million.
Can we be honest for a second? Would anyone miss the Middle East? It seems like they're never going to figure it out. What if we just build a wall, like literally around the entire Middle East, and come back in 20 years and see how things have gone? Like... We could even put cameras inside and see, and it could be like a Truman Show, but more interesting.
To a pro-Israel group, but Anissa gets no smoke. It's only AB. They twist themselves into pretzels trying to get out of it.
I mean, you can make the point that the CEOs, the OnlyFans CEO funding the ADL, or if they're funding politicians to make them pro-Israel, like, but obviously, like, it's different. The one, it's like working for a corporation that like supports, like, it's like that's how she makes her living, bro. Like, what can I say?
It's really not that different at all. There's a million other platforms Anissa could use. She could go work a real job, just like you've suggested for AB. They're acting like there's some sort of nuance there when there isn't. I'm sitting here watching hours of streams, fact-checking every outrageous claim that's made. It takes forever to sift through all this information. I'm sure many of you at work meetings or university lectures know what that's like.
Wait, what is this? A man owning a Labubu? Was there a Labubu in the background? I didn't recognize it. Oh, you're right. He does have a little boo-boo. Oh, you're right. He does have one. I think the first time I mentioned, or no, the first time I realized Labubus were as a thing was when I think Andrew had a clip when he was talking about Labubus because he lives in Asia, and Labubus are big in, like, I guess in his part of Asia. But then I was walking on the street and they have like a Labubu machine where you can buy like a black ball and it's got a random Labubu in it for like 2,000 yen. And I was walking past, I was like, oh my goodness, it's one of those things that I've heard of. It seems like it's just some stupid fad. So I don't know, you're stupid if you buy them.
That's where Plod Note comes in. With a single press of a button, it captures everything. Audio, your thoughts in the moment. The app generates transcripts.
Oh, here's the thing he's shilling. I'm not going to look at this one because people got mad. Not really because people got mad. If people got mad, I'd be more likely to do it. It's just because I'm not interested in Plod AI, whatever that is.
Mac to get a special discount. Thank you, Plod.
Or is it like a note taker or something?
Sponsoring this video. So where were we? Ah, yes, these people being the most unself-aware individuals on the internet. Milhouse in particular cracks me up because his racism is so prevalent. He goes after AB for not being Arab enough, but then he defends Anissa.
You betrayed your people, bro.
So this is a Labubu. It's like these little like Monchichi or Beanie Baby things. It's just like a little doll that has like a demonic face, and it's furry. Why are they popular? Because they have artificial scarcity. So basically, you buy a Labubu box. This is what I know from South Park, because I wanted to see if South Park got any funnier. It didn't, by the way. So that's a spoiler. But they have a Labubu episode where the Labubus are like demon creatures or something. But you open a random box and it has a random Labubu in it. And most of them are normal quality, but sometimes you get like a super rare. So basically, it's Pokemon cards for girls because sometimes you get like a super rare and it's worth a bunch of fucking money. And then adults can buy all of them and sell them out for some reason. It's just
and
a fucking
gave you so much fucking grace. AB, is that what you want? You want war with your own people? You gonna get it, buddy.
Man, Anissa's half Lebanese is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Meanwhile, AB...
First of all, she's not half Lebanese. Isn't she like 5% Lebanese? I'm pretty sure she's 50% white, 25% Irish. So I guess at maximum she's 25% Lebanese. But she's like just a shapeshifter. She's just whatever thing she wants to be when it's convenient to her.
Being half Arab, traitor.
8%. There we go.
Is he
8%.
gatekeeping, advocating for Palestine? Didn't AB raise over $100,000 for Palestinian children? Did we just discover Arab Nick Fuentes? AB recently did a segment on Anissa and Ian, saying she's been pressuring him and Olivia to quit the H3 podcast.
Directly blackmail? I don't fucking know. But it's like, leave your job, or we're going to talk shit about you, and you can't respond. You can't respond to it. You just got to fucking take it. So I don't know what that is.
By the way, they wouldn't do that. Like, to think that Idubbbz and Anissa would like leak private messages between them and AB, or it speaks volumes of like how little AB knows them.
And then as if it's an act of God to always prove these people wrong, Anissa immediately posts on Twitter proof that she's been pressuring Olivia, who works for Ethan, to quit her job. She tweets, here's the horrible messages AB is referring to.
I think she deleted this in the end, but like she literally posted this message and thought it made her look good, just to show that she's completely detached from reality.
Anissa saying, hi, Olivia. I know things have gotten really messy, but I'm too old to allow a man to bully women the way Ethan is. The only thing I care about after everything I've gone through is protecting women, including myself and you. Listen to how manipulative this is. I know you're in an abusive, toxic situation, and I love and care about you as a person, but I have to set a boundary for both of our sake. I hope one day you see that it's out of real care and love. When I saw you chiming in, it did hurt me. I hope you understand, and I hope you put yourself and women everywhere first. You're a smart girl. You just have to believe in yourself. What an unhinged message. She's saying that Olivia is being abused by Ethan. No reason to believe that, and that Olivia should quit her job to help save other women. Which women? Nobody knows. Not important. Just make up crazy.
Hopefully the one with the vaginas. I support those women. The same ones that JK Rowling supports.
Crazy shit. Presumably Caseytron and Denims who are being sued, but they aren't being sued for being women. They're being sued for stealing content. She's tweeting how the lawsuit is frivolous, not true, and how she might have to foreclose on her house. But
So if you're not following the Ethan lawsuit, Caseytron is one of the funniest in this entire lawsuit. Some of the things that she has done honestly beg a belief. For example, she deleted all of her VODs, and then she claimed that she never watched the content. She's just like, she literally started posting videos where she was saying, I don't know why Ethan's suing me because I didn't watch his video. I remember getting high and not watching his video, but I didn't watch his video. Like it's like the legal equivalent of putting your head in the sand and just hoping things go away. She's so fucking stupid. It's almost like I want to give her a point for trying something so audacious. But there's some funny stuff happening. I think Denims has decided to slot it up again. I mean, she does have an OnlyFans, but she's got to raise those funds up for this. It's very funny. I wish it was going faster. That's my only criticism of the H3 lawsuits thus far.
she doesn't tag Ethan in this. She tags AB as if he's paying the lawyer. And Nisa is pumping her up. I love you, Casey. You're so smart. No, she's actually a complete fucking moron. Casey's currently being sued for copyright, and she's still watching TV show episodes when she's not even there. No reaction. These people like to sell that their core identity is being a woman or being Arab. It's not. It's being a victim. Ethan replied to Casey.
Imagine being a woman.
Saying the settlement is off the table. She's writing tweets about how she comes from an abusive household and that what he's doing is class warfare.
I come from poverty, drug.
The rich woman streamer who spends all day getting high, watching other people's content, is talking about she's a victim of class warfare. See, this is the funny stuff. Like, Caseytron, if she's somehow serious, like she's doing this on purpose, is the funniest comedian that I've seen, because like it is an achievement to be as dense as she has, which is kind of strange as well, because she spends all day getting high.
Abuse and domestic violence. So I'm sorry that I do that. What are you telling me? Okay, that sucks. I've had firearms pointed at me defending my mother from abuse. Privileged people like Ethan AB. Why are you trying to weaponize this horrible trauma you've been through against me for something you did? You stole my content maliciously. Remember? This
is another thing, is like, it's not just that they watched his content, because Ethan did register the the Hassan contact nuke on the Library of Congress, which is not a requirement for suing someone for copyright infringement, but it is a requirement for getting damages. So this was a trap that he set up. But the important part, and the reason why Caseytron, Denims, and who is the other one? Frogan, Twitch's 2-time Rising Star Award, who can't get over 100 live viewers. They specifically said they were watching the content so that you could watch it ethically, which means that you could watch his video without giving any views to Ethan. So it's not that they were just infringing his copyright. They were actively trying to, and actively said that they were doing so for the express purpose of depriving him of views and income, which is basically a slam dunk. I mean, copyright is always kind of annoying, and there's always a chance you win and lose in any court case, but you took notes on fucking criminal conspiracy, you retards.
Wouldn't be getting sued if you didn't steal my content maliciously. I'm sorry all that traumatic stuff happened to you, but that doesn't mean you get to steal shit because you have trauma, right? Like, I'm sorry, that's just not how the world works.
Base? And it wouldn't be an H3 drama if Denims didn't get involved. She immediately hopped onto the premise that H3 employees should quit their jobs over Palestine.
She does not care. I have to leave my job. She's drawn her line in the sand because she has the right to
If you want to see how dumb Denims is, I think there's an entire EFAP episode based around her. It's very entertaining. That's the first time that I ever saw her, in fact.
They tell me how I provide for me and my family. Let me be clear. I don't care Israel, Palestine. I don't give a fuck. The world compared to my family.
So this is why they're trying to say, like, no, I was not saying I don't care. I was saying that, like, none of that matters compared to my family. Like, I will take a paycheck working for anyone, regardless of their political stance, because my family matters more than anything else. That's what I was saying.
Okay, but how is...
First of all, she could never have a job anywhere. I mean, that isn't taking her clothes off, which is why she does OF.
Is it wrong? She gets mad over AB making a lot of money.
And also, this is an insane, weird thing to share. When there's videos of you doing a fucking $4,200 house apartment tour, I'm going to say Palestine and Israel, and I only take the money for my family. Anyways, $4,200 LA apartment tour. Let's go. Look at my $4,200 apartment tour. Woo, let's go.
Who cares? Bro, Denims also does OnlyFans. Denims, you work for someone who directly donated $11 million to AIPAC. Ethan's never done that. How can these people be this unself-aware?
Like, at the end of the day, they're mad because they couldn't get AB and Lena to quit, right? Which was always their goal.
These people being so nasty is exactly why Ethan won't settle with them. They want to be seen as human rights activists, but look.
Denim looks like a deer? It's a unique insult.
Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're saying. They're going after AB because he doesn't act Arab enough for them, which basically just means he doesn't agree with them on every single thing.
Like when he hears another Lebanese man saying that, like, yo, motherfucker, you fucked up, that hurts him more than someone else saying it. And I understand that. You know what I mean? I get it. I'm right here in Lebanon, where you wish you were. I'm out here getting bombed by fucking Israelis, where you're sitting comfortably in Los fucking Angeles.
If that's the case, I don't think AB wants to be in Lebanon.
I have more of a fucking claim of being Lebanese and talking about this fucking crisis and this fucking genocide while you're out there fucking cosplaying as an Arab. And actually trying to cosplay as a white person. He's trying to... Anyways, AB...
That's what Anissa is definitely doing. She cosplays as an Arab all the fucking time. Like, she tries to tell people that she went through trauma at school because she was a foreigner from the Middle East. Like, come on. She's the whitest bitch possible. She has the whitest trash tattoos possible. She couldn't be, like... She could at least go get a tan or something.
He wishes he could have my approval. That's what he really wants. He wants me to be like, listen, guys, AB's one of us.
This guy's gross. They claim to be standing up for women as they are targeting and trying to manipulate Olivia because she's a woman. Ian and Anissa are so angry and spiteful, they wouldn't even help their old boxing coach's wife's agenda to end child marriage.
I think it was Kate specifically. She messaged me about this child marriage thing. And it was very importantly, right after Michael Briggs requested that I be his guarantor on a loan to open like a boxing gym.
According to Michael and Kate.
This is actually a fairly reasonable request that Michael Briggs would make, because Ian at the time was promoting boxing all the time. He was doing Creator Clash. He was labeling himself as a boxer. Anissa even was cringe enough to put in her bio, like, a boxer married to a boxer. And I think it now says like a YouTuber married to a YouTuber or something, which is, I don't think she actually puts out any. I guess they do the blog episodes and things like that. Anyway, it's not unreasonable to think that Idubbbz is someone that should have millions of dollars from his extensive YouTube career that he flushed down the toilet, and is also interested in boxing, would be interested in going, maybe part owner or just guarantor for this boxing gym that he was literally going to that guy for training. So the proof is in the pudding that he has the ability to do these things. Now, even if you don't want to do it, it's fine. You can just say no. It's very simple to say, look, I don't want to fund your boxing gym, or I don't want to be a guarantor in your boxing gym. But yes, I think that child marriage is bad. But Ian couldn't do it because they're lazy fucking slobs that only seek to benefit themselves. But at the same time, they want to pretend that they're victims and that they're also activists saving the world.
This is like 5 months apart.
Why would you be mad for 4 months after? He's saying he was mad because I asked him.
There's a 4 months difference.
A guarantor. He's like, I lost my ass on all this stuff. And first of all, if you constantly talk about how much of a millionaire you are, and then you're mad,
I don't think they are, by the way. I think they lost. I think they lost the vast amount of their fortune.
But I was short with him. I said, like, in no world would I ever be able to do that, because I wanted to express like very clear boundaries. And I did. I don't know how long later.
It's a weird thing to say, though. Like, if a friend comes to you and is like, hey, bro, can you be my guarantor on this gym? And you say, there is no world where I'd be able to do this for you. I would just say, no, I'm not comfortable doing that. Or just no is simple enough.
It was. I wasn't done being angry about it for sure. But Kate did message me about like a child marriage bill thing. And I didn't pass it along to Anissa. I looked at it and I closed it.
He's just like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, I saw something about child marriage and I thought that's great, and moved along.
Angry at them. And I was like, you guys, I'm not going to be boxing anytime soon. And Yeah, I'm done with this shit.
Why doesn't he box that dad guy then? Like, that would actually be good for both of them. Dad apparently needs money. Ian needs relevance. Why not?
But at least for the child marriage thing, like, they didn't message Anissa about that shit. That was definitely a me thing.
Oh my goodness, fuck off. This is just Idubbbz falling on the sword for his wife one more time. Back when Creator Clash was like still in the works, it was Anissa was responsible for everything. She was the master brainiac promoter behind it. The second it fails, it's Idubbbz's fault. Oh my goodness. Like, you know that meme where the guys, like the soldiers, like holding up and the arrows and grenades and stuff are going into his back? That's what Ian's doing. And then his wife just talks down to him. He's just a like brainless golem that she created and now controls to live out her own weird life.
Me being like, just
maybe it's all the cooking that did it. Maybe all the pies that look like shit destroyed his brain.
Uncaring about it.
Or the CTA.
Like, whatever.
You could have just said no to helping them out with the loan and still help them out with the child bride stuff. That's an option.
I can't believe in that screenshot, that the DM that she shared, right, to try to expose, Olivia. Like, she said in there that, oh, I care about women and, children or girls. I'm just like, you're a fake.
Being so mad about me asking not for a loan, but a guarantor for somebody that's supposed to be a millionaire,
Just say no.
multi-millionaire. Just
say
say no.
something.
But also,
Something
you
nice.
can't tell me you're extremely mad about it. And then 4 months later, the latest I asked him was September. My wife asked him in January, the following year, 2024, about supporting a bill. And he's still so mad that he can't even show the message to Anissa and just closes it. It's like, bro, how much did you hate us? And why did you hate us so much?
Ian's somehow a worse activist than Hassan.
But I also might.
This is the most embarrassing thing about Idubbbz's entire career, though, is he can't get past level 20 in hardcore World of Warcraft as a hunter.
Want to stream while Hassan's streaming because he deserves like a little competition, especially if people see me as like the white Hassan.
Hassan is already white. You dumb cracker bitch.
I mean, that's a pretty good throwaway joke.
People see me as like the white Hassan.
Hassan is already white. You dumb.
I mean, can you actually tell a difference between these two? The funny thing is that Hassan is the rich white guy and Ian's like the poor white trailer trash. But I mean, this is what he absolutely is trying to do right now. He's trying to become he just wants to be Hassan. There was even like a thing today, like a conspiracy theory about how Ian has changed his setup. So now you can see the doggo in the back of his screen because that's what Hassan does. Hassan has his doggo and Hassan has a very nice doggo. Hassan likes to tell people that it was a rescue, but it's like this really expensive, like $20,000 purebred. I don't know. It looks like a fucking... I don't know, like, what is... Hassan's dog is a good boy. Hold on a second. Hassan's dog. What is it? It's a really good boy. It's a really good boy. What a type... I just want to... What's the dog type? That's what I'm looking for. It's a Tibetan Mastiff, okay? Those are pretty expensive fucking dogs. Unfortunately, Ian just has, I guess, Anissa's other boyfriend that's sitting behind her. Now, but, I mean, this is kind of like... I absolutely believe that Ian is doing this. He's trying to get the doggo points. I think Nicholas Dioro pointed this out. But I can't blame it because, I mean, if I had a dog, I'd be putting him in my screen too. Why not? Everybody does it. It's okay.
Cracker bitch. During Ian's stream, he has this lie counter. It gets to over 60 by the end of the stream, but he doesn't prove that anything is a lie. Most of the time, he ends up confirming it to be true.
Hard to get Ian to train because he doesn't like boxing. He doesn't like boxing.
Well, that seems to be... I do like boxing. I didn't like boxing around you.
Then why did you hire him to be your trainer for 2 years in a row? Ian immediately follows this up with, yes, sometimes you got to do stuff you don't like.
I don't know. I don't like, have these people...
It's a female dog, which makes mounting Ian even funnier. Hey, look, you should look up what hyenas do, okay? Female hyenas literally are the dommies, okay? That's what I assume is happening, okay? Everybody wants to see doggos. Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I do not have any doggos.
Never done something that they don't enjoy. Like, isn't that what like a lot of jobs are? Isn't that just like a lot of, raising a child?
I think a lot of people actually do enjoy being parents.
Like, there's a lot of things that you might not enjoy that has difficult moments that you do because it's worth it, because there's something else that you're doing it for. I definitely didn't like boxing for the first week, but as it happened, like now I watch boxing all the time. I'm going to watch the fucking Canelo Crawford fight this upcoming Saturday. Yeah, I like boxing.
Nobody's talking about...
I don't care for boxing. I'm going to be honest.
If you like watching boxing, they're talking about you training.
But yes, fucking nasty piece of shit like you make me not like it as much.
He was talking about how you didn't like boxing while he was training you. You're making it sound like he was telling the truth. Michael described.
Anissa is a hyena, makes sense. Well, she is a cackling monster. And she also has, I think it's officially confirmed that she pegs Idubbbz. So it's actually very apropos comparison.
Was almost fired for talking to Ian too sternly during a sparring session. Ian completely crashes out over this.
Did you say he cried?
Oh, we had to have a meeting.
Yeah. So after that, so he was crying.
We had to have a meeting. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody starts crying and you have to have a meeting, that's pretty fucking ridiculous. Like, you can say it'd be nice if there was a world where men could be more in touch with their emotions and could be more open and, you know, whatever. But there's no crying in baseball, Ian. Okay? You don't get to go to work and just cry in front of the office. That's not how it works. Man the fuck up.
Men aren't supposed to have emotions, especially not sad emotions.
Men have emotions. As a man and as a person, it's not just limited to men. You have to control your emotions. That's part of being an adult. This is something that kind of like annoys me, is that people say that, like, if you're really frustrated, you should go and like scream into a pillow or something. And that actually is bad for you, because that reinforces that when you're upset, you should let it out in like a violent or noisy outburst. So I don't recommend that at all. No, learning to, you know, get through the frustration or the pain or whatever is part of mastering your own emotions and becoming an adult. So don't do that bullshit stuff. Like, don't go to those camps where you scream into the woods. They're just going to teach you to be a screaming harpy or something.
It should only be anger. Emotions should only be anger with men.
He's so mad.
And afterwards was horrible, because then we went back to the hotel and then they were eating at Denny's and they said, we need to have a meeting.
Oh my goodness. That's why I played this clip, the entire clip, because of the Denny's reference. It's like when you go to a cop with Denny's, right?
So I have to go to Denny's, and they pretty much then talk about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded.
Okay, we got to update the lie counter.
He just adds an arbitrary amount of lies every few minutes.
We got to be at around in maybe 27, I think so.
This is like when I have the cringe points and I just forget about it halfway through the stream, and then the people get mad at me.
Oh, brother. Yeah, so Anissa and I do like Denny's. That is something that we were guilty of. We love Denny's.
Is this cringe to like Denny's in America? Now, my girlfriend loves Denny's, but Denny's in Japan is a different beast entirely. So I don't know. Like, maybe I'm exposing her right now by saying this, but she actually does like Japanese Denny's. But Japanese Denny's is different. It's actually pretty good. But I'm sad because there's no moon over my hammy, because I went there looking for it and they didn't have it. It's just like a family restaurant here. I mean, I guess it's a family restaurant in America, but it's totally different menu. It like serves, I don't know. We went through the Denny's on Japanese Denny's menu before. We're not doing it again.
But yeah, he said, I had to go to Denny's. He had to go to Denny's.
If you're hosting a meeting at Denny's, that means he has to be there, right? If you noticed, Ian is really into defending Denny's. He rewinds the video to try and show Michael lying, but it's over the smallest detail.
He was crying at the gym afterwards, and I said, and
he's framing this in such a way. I was able to keep it together in the gym. I was actually crying not outside the gym, in the car, away from the gym. I was like, oh, okay, now that I'm away from people, I'll let it rip.
I wasn't crying in the gym. I was crying outside the front door. I was in my car with the windows rolled down. It's just not relevant. You told him you would replace him if he didn't adjust how he talked to you. Now,
but he's obviously crying in the gym as well. They said that as well. So he's not only crying inside the gym, he's also crying in the car alone. Holy shit.
Ian denies this.
They pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
We never used the word fire. We never used the word getting a different coach. We never used anything that would imply that he was going to be fired.
But it sounds like the rest of that is true. Now, Ian's coach did respond to parts of this live stream, but
oh my goodness. The coach reminds me of Dad. Why is he? Because he's telling you to push yourself and trying to accomplish something and trying to get you to do something hard. Is that why he reminds you of your father?
The meeting wasn't recorded, so it's up to you on who you want to believe.
They were like, oh, we weren't going to fire him. Dude, you told me you were going to have to find another coach that could talk to you properly if I didn't change how I talk to you.
The most insane allegation to come from Ian's stream is Anissa claiming that Michael was a creep to her. She started off by writing in Ian's chat, he wouldn't stop hugging me. It was really upsetting. I tried to push him off and I cried. Idubbbz, can you explain why?
Yeah, this is another detail that came out as Anissa was trying to say that the boxing coach was literally raping her because apparently he hugged her and she didn't have the courage to say, I don't like hugs. He kept trying to hug me as I was trying to push him off. I cried. Oh my goodness. Weaponized hugging. Holy shit. I wouldn't even hug you, Anissa.
I was crying. Now, Ian is on live stream reading this chat, and he's like, yeah, sorry, Anissa, I don't remember any of this.
Being able to... Anissa, you can come here and explain it if you want, because I don't have a fucking recollection of it.
And she replies, nah, it's fine.
And also just...
The story is...
Oh my goodness, he outed by his wife again.
Anissa changed the music at the gym. She got confronted on it by a different coach, and then she cried.
Anissa felt embarrassed because this guy, you know, it felt bad that, you know, he came in and just like kind of changed the music. And then Michael just went into his own like weird explanation.
How did this fairly mundane story turn into allegations?
Have you ever cried because somebody turned off your playlist? What the fuck? It's so funny. Oh my goodness, they're so pathetic. How did they go from like the internet career destroyer to the biggest fucking pussies online? Like, there's no way that Idubbbz doesn't win Lolcal of the Year this year, surely, right? Is there any other contenders, like, even close to Idubbbz at this point?
Of Michael being a creep. Michael responded, and he seemed shocked by it.
She was mad that I wanted to change that Patty changed the music, because I wasn't even the one that did it. Once again, I'm nice. I probably would have let her play that stupid shit. So Patty wanted to change the music, does change the music. She gets upset, starts talking shit about Patty. I stick up for Patty and told her music was 12-year-old emo music. As soon as that happened, I literally turned around because I was like, okay, let's do our pads. I was going to put her gloves on. She runs to the bathroom. By the time she comes out of the bathroom, she's falling. She tries to leave to go to the car, and I see her go to the front door, but she realizes she doesn't have the keys to the car. So she has to come back. At this point, she's already crying. She's super sad. Once again, they don't know what the empathy is.
This is like a fucking 4chan spaghetti meme. So it's like she's playing her music in the gym, and the guy comes up and changes the music. He says it's 12-year-old emo music. She starts running to the bathroom in tears. Then she drops her keys, tries to get to the car, trying to hide her tears. But she can't unlock the car and she has to come back crying. Holy shit, that's so fucking funny. And this is at a boxing gym. It's at a boxing gym. People are getting hit in the face.
I see a woman crying, and I'm going to feel bad. I go give her a hug because I'm like, hey, I'm sorry that you're crying. I didn't hug her to the point where she started crying. I felt bad, so I gave her a hug.
She was crying.
And I said, yeah, she was bawling. So I hugged her.
That's a crazy, malicious lie. The way she told that story is nuts. She's crying from the ox thing, and then she's making it sound like she's crying because you're like squeezing her and not letting her go.
The fact that Ian tells the story pretty much the same way Michael does makes me feel like she's lying.
Yeah, I did have empathy, and I went to hug her because she was a crying woman. You know who didn't try to hug her? Ian, because he has no empathy for his wife that's crying. He didn't even remember.
He's probably enjoying it. Finally, that bitch is getting what she deserves after she ruined his career.
You remember it. He doesn't.
I remember it perfectly. I tell Ian, I'm like, dude, I'm like distraught. I'm like, I didn't mean to make her cry that bad. Ian's like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
I repeat, these people are so gross. Went after Ethan's kids for the CPS stuff, defended and laughed at death threats when skulls were sent to Ethan's house, implied that Ethan was abusing Olivia, and now this creep allegation against Ethan's boxing coach. But these people aren't just metaphorically gross. They're actually gross. They're talking about how Ian doesn't...
Like, they actually fucking stink. They smell. Like, if you're unaware... So they do actually have a house in Portland, which is valued at, well, it was valued at about $1 billion. It seems that they're going to take a loss on that house because they're not even going to get back their full investment. And one of the reasons they can't do that is because their house actually physically stinks. For some reason, their house has a stench that cannot be removed. People have been to the house because it's listed on Zillow and it's trying to be sold currently. And until it's sold, I don't think they have any money, which is why they're living in the basement. So if they sell the house, even though they're going to sell it at a loss, so they're not really going to get anything. But like, that's the only cash that they have is built in that house. They're going to take, I think it's like a $250,000 loss on it, which is pretty fucking embarrassing because they're trying to sell it desperately as fast. But like, people have been there. I think it's even farmers have been there, and they said it actually stinks. It's like a curry stink or something like that.
Shower, and he's sending pictures of his tongue to his boxing coach because he's afraid he's going to get sick. It's like, yeah, brother, toothpaste, hygiene, soap, it goes a long way.
So he would smell so bad that when he comes back in the afternoon to train, he doesn't shower in between his sessions. And so like the coaches that are training other, members there would just like look at us with the weirdest face, and Michael would try to take Ian to the corner where there's not a lot of members of the gym, so they don't have to smell it.
I tried to take it to the open doorway for the first event where he was talking about
somebody open the door, Stinky Ian's shown up.
Tonsil stones. And he was saying he was going to get strep throat because he had tonsil stones. And I said, Ian, tonsil stones don't cause strep throat. Tonsil stones are because you're not brushing your fucking teeth. And so he was like, oh, okay, hygiene.
Like, it's tough. I'll give you the stinky. The stinky
oh my goodness, he doesn't even, he just admits it. He just knows he stinks. He stinks, Chet. Holy shit. What a disaster.
Okay, because honestly, I was a little stinky when I was training for boxing. I'm not going to fight it. In between going to the...
He can't even win that fight. The allegations of smelling or taking a shower. Holy shit. Like, the funny, I don't think Ian has won a single fight in his entire career, right? Like, he's just he's actually said that one of his goals in life is to win a single fight.
First boxing session at the start of the day, and the next boxing session at around like 4 or 5 o'clock, I didn't always get to the shower. Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! So I will accept the stinky label.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Good. Yeah, fool. Like, you need to brush your teeth and use like.
Wait, hold on. That shouldn't be something you need to hear from your boxing coach. Brush your teeth.
Yeah, it's almost as if I didn't need to hear it. When it's so crazy, it almost doesn't seem real. It's because it's not real. It's a lie.
But you said you stunk. You said you weren't going to fight the allegation. You have nothing. You pleaded no contest to the stinking allegations. What do you mean?
Okay, so it didn't happen. But then he immediately admits that it did happen.
He sent us a video, a photo of his tongue. And she said, oh, I think he might have like bad breath and it's causing.
Can you see bad breath from photos? Is that how? Are they looking for the stink lines on the photo? Is that what he's looking for? Look at this picture and tell me if I stink. That's how pungent he is? Holy shit.
Hold on. Why did she send you a picture of his tongue?
They thought it would show us that he was going to get strep throat.
Yeah, so he couldn't.
And I'm like, because they were trying to say he's going to get sick before the event. And it can happen if you train too hard before.
Yeah, again, I think they're essentially just saying that we were worried about me getting sick. Like, we were really worried about me getting sick because I had been, you know, avoiding it for a while. So it was scary. It was scary that maybe this event wouldn't, you know, go well.
Why are you guys sending pictures of your tongue to your boxing coach? Like, what's he supposed to do about it?
But we weren't training too hard for him to
Coach, can you beat the stink out of me? Just beat the shit out of me until I stop sinking. Holy fun. That's so funny. How did Ian get to like this? Like, how does this happen? Is this like late onset Tylenol or something? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, stinky.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can get sick from anything. You don't need to be training to the point of exhaustion for you to get sick.
But you weren't sick, so why are you doing this? A lot of the stories the coach tells, Ian denies. Like I said, he said, she said stuff. But some of the things Ian says just gives me a headache.
The time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry.
I mean, tell me you're not married without telling me you're not married.
Ian, everyone here
literally sitting next to his wife.
Is married. AB's married. Ethan's married. Michael's married. Even I'm married. It's not normal for your wife to tell you when you're hungry. Are you 5 years old?
Did she actually tell that to Ian that he's...
I mean, tell me you're not married without telling me.
You're hungry. The time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry.
I mean,
Ian, it's tummy time. Oh my goodness. Ian's actually a child.
Tell me you're not married without telling me you're not married.
Ian, everyone here is married. AB's married. Ethan's married. Michael's married. Even I'm married. It's not normal for your wife to tell you when you're hungry. Are you 5 years old? Does she change your diaper too?
I just want to ask him if you've
she
always
does.
been shitting your pants.
The biggest criticism for Creator Clash 2 was that it was a charity event that raised no money for charity. They were allegedly $500K in the hole before the event took place.
He's like, "Our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now."
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
Anissa gets on the mic and she's like, actually being $500K in the hole was an awesome accomplishment. We were way ahead of the first Creator Clash.
I just want to because I'm the one who was like seeing the back end. This part of it really pissed me off with Harley saying
So
like,
it's
we would
Anissa's
really
fault.
like to know. Being $500,000 in the hole year 2 is actually amazing. Year 1, we were $1 million in the hole before the event, and that's normal because production.
I don't know about that. I mean, first of all, if it's a charity event, money should be going to charity. Second of all, yeah, a lot of businesses fail in their first year or don't post a profit in their first year, but I don't know about $1 million in the hole. Your first year is amazing. 500,000 in the hole next year. But then, I mean, even if that is true, that some businesses are more expensive than others, and that the first year you're $1 million, the second you're 500,000, then surely the next year forward you've got to be 0, then 500,000 up, something like that, right? But Creator Clash is dead; it's over. So you didn't do anything.
Broadcasting, renting the arena, paying fighter purses, all of these things cost money. Second year, we were actually less in the hole. All the sales come in 48 to 24 hours. So nobody needed to know that we were in the hole. It's normal business.
If it's so great and normal, then why are you freaking out to Michael about it?
2 weeks before the fight, I'm like, we need to do your 2-a-days. And I said, my brand is.
The problem was that they weren't even promoting it. Like, they weren't asking anyone to promote Creator Clash. And like, that's the advantage to having creators in your clash, is that you have these personalities that people are invested in seeing their stories, and you get them, you tell them like once a week, yo, can you post an Instagram story with the Creator Clash? Like, the real irony of all of this is that Ethan was the only person that really promoted Creator Clash at all. And he was the one that got shafted.
At stake. Well, he went and told Anissa that I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad, and she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
Ian's stream is very ticky-tacky. Focus on one word and then act like the entire statement is a lie. He's getting offended over meme sound bites.
She said too much dumping in here. You guys stop. This is not what podcasting is.
It isn't what podcasting is. They think that that's a fucking hilarious line, but they talked about their dog and shit, having Giardia and all this other crazy shit on their podcast.
You can't talk about your dog getting sick on a podcast. That's too much. That's the line. Dude, your own wife talks about you shitting your pants. How is the dog too far? But there is a glimmer.
I was going to make that comparison. Like, I would rather talk about my dog being sick than my own pants being shat.
Hope. Ian is officially stating he's against the false CPS calls, and he's doing it by rewriting history.
CPS getting called on Ethan is not a good thing. I condemn it.
Bro, if you just said that from day one, you wouldn't be in this predicament.
Putting people in a position of like, okay, make a public statement about us, or you're now on our harassment radar. It's fucked up. And people ignoring like that wasn't what was happening is so stupid. That was happening very obviously. Our podcast got bombarded by his viewers.
You guys should be happy with any viewers you can get. Are we all just...
Oh, it's fucking brutal. Like, the only people watching their podcast was unironically PPP. And like, the funniest thing about this is like, the PPP investment on the Idubbbz stuff was like the longest gamble that I have ever seen. It's like he was going long on Bitcoin when it was like at $1 for like 5 years and nobody thought it was going to go anywhere. And then it suddenly fucking exploded because now Idubbbz is being shat on by every fucking direction. And they cornered the fucking market. They cornered the market on this investment of making fun of Idubbbz. And it's actually really, really crazy. Oh, the Wi-Fi to go down? Oh, no. Oh, well. Oh, well, you'll have to just suffer, chat. We're going to keep going. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, my goodness. Connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try unplugging and plugging it back in. Ah, dear. Well, I'm waiting for the people to come back. I'll just read random chats. Is the stream working again? Let me know. Thanks for the stream. Needed some laughs today. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it.
Supposed to forget that you supported the CPS calls? You said you're glad you didn't defend them.
To be honest, I'm very proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Ela's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot for Ethan and Ela. And I do mean that literally.
He was probably didn't condemn the false CPS calls because Ethan talked about his dog and kids getting sick. Look how much he's lying.
CPS getting called on Ethan is not a good thing. I condemn.
All he had, if he just did that, he literally wouldn't be in this situation. Like, this is the only thing that fucking Ethan asked for. It's just tell the people that it's bad to call the CPS on him for obvious made-up lies.
And when other people see that he's talking about his children getting Giardia from dog poop, people are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS.
5 frames stream? Can't see shit? Your radio show now? I don't know, chat. Stream is choppy. We're almost at the end of this. Just power through. Just power through. It's 1 frame every 3 seconds? Oh my gosh. Audio's becoming choppy now. He's frozen. You got robots in your stream? 5 frames per second. We're cooked. Being DDoSed by Gino Bisconti because I said that he's a rat. That's what's happening. It's the slideshow. Surely it's got to be speeding up now. I think there's a certain time that's doing it. I'm trying to figure out what's actually going on with my internet. It's very, very, very frustrating. It's working on my end. My PC is shitting itself. I don't think so. I've got a good PC. I think it's just my internet. But I usually can't do anything about it until the problem actually occurs. It's not your internet? Really? Spoke too soon? It's working. He's time traveling back to modern times. The chat's speeding up. I think it's okay. The stream has looked fine the whole time. But Sam, but you're the only other person in my region, so maybe it's not us. Maybe it's them. Maybe the wires are being cut right now, separating the continents so that the Indians are going to be segregated from the rest of the internet. But Japan got caught on the wrong side of the ocean, so it's unfortunate. Maybe that's what's happening. Anissa casting a spell might be a regional thing. I think it's a regional thing. That makes more sense to me. I'm going to believe that. But there's only a couple minutes left. We're just going to keep going and pretend it's okay.
Champagne activists. Yeah, we care about children. Ethan's children. Meanwhile, they're ignoring supporting a child marriage bill. They falsely accuse the coach, lie about him getting paid to talk bad. Pressure Olivia because she's a woman. Pressure AB because he's Arab. What about this is activism? You're just trying to make your former friends unemployed. Ian describes himself as a very stoic person.
It's very obvious.
I think it's pronounced stoic, actually. YouTube is shitting itself? Is it actually happening? Is it actually YouTube's fault? That would be very funny. Like, I'd feel redeemed if that was the case. Refresh the video. It wouldn't make any sense to refresh the video. Like, if you're refreshing this stream, my stream, maybe that works. Hit refresh. Hit F5 again. Hit F5 on this stream and see if that works it. The highlighted chat doesn't lag when you put it up. It doesn't make any sense though, because like fine, I'll press refresh on this. I'll listen to chat because apparently they're always right. We'll have to see. StreamYard shitting itself. Yeah, it could be StreamYard. Let's blame everybody except for me.
Campaign activists. Yeah, we.
All right, I reloaded the video now. Okay, video is fine mostly, and the Japanese government is cracking down. It's Cyrillic. Try Alt F4. Like, there's literally 2.5 minutes left in this video. I'm just going to keep going and pretend everything's okay. And maybe the replay will be fine.
Care about children. Ethan's children. Meanwhile, they're ignoring supporting a child marriage bill. They falsely accuse the coach, lie about him getting paid to talk bad. Pressure Olivia because she's a woman. Pressure AB because he's Arab. What about this is activism? You're just trying to make your former friends unemployed. Ian describes himself as a very stoic person.
It's very obvious. I thought more people would be able to catch on. I am quiet, stoic, not talkative.
Actually,
this is the biggest lie that you've ever seen. That he's stoic. It's just not the case. Stoic people don't talk about this, Ethan. Oh, Ian.
Feel free to shut up.
There are still people accusing her of cheating, accusing me of being in an abusive relationship. None of this is true. And there is no evidence for any of this except, like, I guess,
that's
body
what he has
language.
to tell himself.
Which experts coming on and being like, Idubbbz is being stoic here, therefore he's in hell.
That's a very funny word to use to describe your role in your relationship, since the definition is someone who endures hardship without complaining. But then again, I won't describe any of these people as stoic. These people are cry bullies. They cry out victim as they hit you, and then they all come together and pat each other on the back. Dad has been challenging Ian to a boxing match, saying it would help them both make up lost money from Creator Clash.
I talked to Misfits, and they're talking about like big money that would change my life for a very long time. And I feel that Ian, you know, who couldn't use money when you're grinding on the internet all the time, it's hard to earn a living. He hasn't responded. I texted him.
He's been texting Dad back to kick rocks. Then Ian goes on Millhouse's show where Millhouse tries so hard to suck Ian's cock the entire time.
I always want to defend you guys. Like even the stuff with like Dad right now. Like someone's trying to give you like, dude, Dad has been trying to farm clout off of this for the last like few weeks, ever since Creator Clash was canceled.
So when he says I'm farming clout off of Ian, I guess that's his way of negating my valid complaints that I was involved with Ian for 3 years heavily.
He's involved with Ian. He's gay.
And Ian really blew that all up. So I would naturally be upset.
Dad spent 3 years working for Creator Clash. He's literally in debt due to Creator Clash 3 failing, and these valid complaints are being written off as him being immature.
His behavior hasn't been cool. Like he's been literally talking shit about you guys. He's been contributing to the negative attention.
I don't want to give him my attention in general. Like I think he's been an asshole. So fuck him.
It's not Dad's fault you turned a charity boxing event into a political statement about a war in the Middle East and justified harassment towards a family of 5. Believe it or not, most people think that makes you the asshole. Ian has since done another live stream where he does more lying, more rewriting of history, more playing victim, and we will get to that in part 2. So subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out Plot. Shout out to the homies.
There we go. We got it to the end. Is the stream still melted? I'll have to wait and see. All right. I hope you enjoyed that stream. That's basically the end. I'm going to check out if there's anyone to restream to. There may be. Oh, Legal Mindset is streaming about Pokemon. You're a big Pokemon fan. Well, I'll send him your way, or I'll send you his way, I should say.
So we are going to be having merchandise.
Oh my goodness, he's shilling. Maybe I won't restream him after all. You know, I'm not going to say who. But I found something strange, chat. Maybe since the streamer's fucking up, you won't know, and that's good because I can keep this secret. Because I'm going to tell you some dirty details. Well, not really. But I tried to restream someone the other day, and I could no longer restream to them. And I was like, well, that's odd. Did they just disable everyone restreaming to them, or specifically me? That's kind of odd. Felt a little bit bad because I like that person, but maybe they don't like me anymore. Oh well, who could it be? Who could it be? I got blocked by someone, perhaps, or maybe they just changed their YouTube settings. I don't know, but I couldn't restream to somebody. It said you need permission to restream to this person, so I don't know. Who could it be? Anyway, guys, that's an end of stream mystery for you. Peace. It wasn't harmful opinions. I like harmful opinions.